What's up, bitches? It is Friday, and I'm a djHERO with stars in my eyes. I'm djWHEAT. Joining me, as always, Force. And then, of course, our special guest this week, because, well, I mean, actually, it was kind of between you and Ed, the idea to have you on to join us for our review of djHERO, because, of course, djHERO is a music game, and Nice Guy Ed doesn't really have an affinity for music games. In fact, he just
really?
sucks.
That doesn't come across.
Absolutely no rhythm.
He does?
Yeah.
He hates music games? I didn't know
Dude,
that.
It kind of breaks
new.
my heart. He knows a lot
That's
about
new.
music, like especially hip hop, but he has no
Oh,
rhythm.
yeah.
No
You're
rhythm.
right. You're right. I mean, I've seen Ed dance.
It's
if you're
cute.
listening,
It's cute.
cute. Yes, cute's one way that you could say it.
It's not the way I would have said it.
But I bet you that he still dances better than some of my other friends.
I guarantee you he dances better than me.
Maybe Mike and
But
Dan.
that's like,
Is
that's
it like
not
Elaine
saying
from
much.
Seinfeld? Is that how-
exactly. But you know what? It doesn't matter because I can always tell that Hutch is in the groove when he's, when he's dancing. He's in his own.
It's on.
He's in his own groove. So, it's been a long week. I've pretty much played djHERO all fucking week long.
Oh, no kidding? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So
Guess how many times I've talked to him this week, guys?
once.
Once for like 10 seconds because I needed something.
That's crazy because you two are like totally BFFs.
I know.
I mean,
Don't you, like,
normally
text each
we're
other, like-
Twitter and
Is that-
Facebook and
I just
texting
put
and
product in
calling
my
all day
hair.
long.
that you
I
don't
felt
have
lonely. I felt
so
lonely.
far the greatest game of 2009. No, I'm just, we won't go.
Nice guy.
We will. Oh, I got a groove in your mouth. All right, so Nice Guy Ed isn't here with us tonight, but of course he's here in spirit and chatting away in our chats rooms. We're on djWHEAT.tv, and also today we're broadcasting out of Justin.tv because our other services didn't work.
Please tell me that won't last the whole
Hey,
show. We have a
yes.
little kid just going,
Jen,
woo, 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 woo,
can we
woo,
get
over and
Mini-Wee?
over.
Shut up.
Oh.
That was the Panda song.
If you're going to tell your kid to shut up, you have to follow it with a please, or he'll never
Please.
have any manners.
Please. Well, I just figured Jen would flash him that evil eye. I'd be like, and like stop him in his tracks. Anyway, so you've been bouncing around on some games, and Dira, you played some djHERO, right? So
I did.
Any other gaming this week?
It was a special week for Force.
Why?
Because this week was the premiere of eSports, the after-school club.
Wow.
And
how did it
good.
go?
First day, brought all the kids in, and we filled out a list of like our favorite games. And it's going to be tough because our kids today, they're 11 and 12 years old, the kids in this club. Everything is M-rated. Like every game that they wanted to discuss was M-rated. Everything that was on their
Grand
list.
Theft Auto. I mean,
The Grand Theft Autos, the Call of Duty, the Halos. I mean, not that we think Halo's that bad, but I mean, it's still M-rated.
Right.
Right. And
right.
all of these kids were all up on the mature rated games. It was tough. I mean, I actually had to tell them, let's go back and refill this out. You're not allowed to put it on if it's M-rated. And then I think they actually had to like stretch.
Did like half of them
Stretch.
leave? Did like half of them
No,
get up and
they
leave?
didn't leave, but I mean, it was tough getting something out of them because I really wanted to steer the discussion away from that. So that
Whatever, Mr. Force, man. Call of Duty's still the best game
I was
ever.
actually pretty impressed because they were all, I like blowing shit up and hearing cuss words and stuff.
That doesn't surprise
But
me,
We had our
being
second
10,
meeting this
11.
week too, and we went old school. We went Atari Food Fight.
You did play it?
Was the game
See?
for our first night, and everyone
people
was
loved
like
it, huh?
begging for a chance to take a shot at it. And
Food Fight on the 7800 is like still it's like StarCraft, man. It's still
you
that
listen
fucking
to this
awesome.
bullshit. So I'm playing that game, and I get to like stage 5 or 6, and 4 chefs show
Watermelon
up and kick
stage.
my ass.
Yeah.
So we're all playing it. One kid gets to stage 5, so everyone wants to beat stage 5.
Right.
Well, this kid gets to stage 6, and then he gets to stage 7, and it's stage 1 again. Like literally only one dude coming at him. And then stage 8 was 2 dudes. I mean, like it repeated itself. The kid flipped the game, but like he made it to stage 13, and no one had passed stage 5, so everyone was like bowing down to him.
Dude,
he had his moment, dude.
And
I know I gave some kid his
epic
moment.
instant replays?
Oh well, we couldn't instant replay, but it was.
No,
it was
I
fun.
mean like in the game.
What do you
never
mean?
had the game will actually like do instant
No,
replays.
you in the original you get killed and you're like and instantly you're like trying to get on.
No, like when you kick ass, the game will show you kicking ass again.
Well, no one kicked that much ass. Everyone just went for the hole. No one was trying to take
All
out the
right.
shaft.
I thought.
But anyways, the point was, you know, I was able to
like
take all those
sitting on
kids.
one watermelon and just
Oh my
like fucking
God.
flying. Or I mean, just all right.
I was going to talk about like the awesomeness the kids had, but we can talk about the
No,
gameplay if you want of the Atari
No.
7800.
I think it's great. What else did you play? I'm ecstatic, dude, because I think
that
it's
was it.
sweet when kids, it wasn't Call of Duty, it wasn't Halo, it was something that like, dude, that's like back from our days.
I know. So I mean, geez, I think that shit was before my days Atari. I mean, not that I didn't play it, but it was like I was borrowing it from the parents. So,
Right.
but it was fun, and I'm excited to see where things will go from now. We're still going to stay in the Atari world for the next day or so.
And what do you do? What's next? Like, give us a preview. What other games?
The way
will they be
I
seeing?
have it set up is we'll spend a couple days. We're keeping a journal of all the games we play, talking about graphics and gameplay and how things change. And we're going to start with Atari for a little while, then we'll move up to Nintendo, and then we'll go Sega Genesis.
Are you trying to find games that have team play aspect?
I'm trying to find I have in my head we're going to look at Tecmo Bowl, and then Joe Montana Sports Talk Football, and then the first PlayStation football. Kind of show them the
Right.
evolution of shit, and try to pick
That's
certain
awesome.
themes that I know the kids will enjoy playing.
That's awesome,
So,
dude.
and then what I'm
God,
really
man.
excited for is we're gonna do, we got to do the history of the fight game. So we're gonna have to play Street Fighter for a while. I mean, maybe several days.
That's T.
And then we're gonna have to move up to maybe some sort of fighter I can get on PS1.
I mean, how awesome would that be? Being a.
If I found out that was an after-school club when I was growing up, I would have been all over that shit.
I've
so.
been all over it. You're the same, right? I mean,
Yeah, no, for sure. Like we kind of had that though, but it was at the rich neighbor kid's house. We had that after school.
we also
we totally
made our own
played Mortal
after-school
Kombat
programs.
too, and
That's-
like Mortal Kombat, Blood Code. Like no, our parents didn't
See,
care.
I'm thinking we're gonna
Like,
go probably
we were
with the
lucky.
Super
we had,
Nintendo
our
version.
parents did not care.
I'm gonna
at
make
all.
it the sweat version just to keep my job safe. we're gonna have sweat flying out our uppercuts and we rip each other's heads off.
All right, so we can maybe perhaps do some news of the week here. I don't know. That's something we could do. Also, today we're reviewing Ratchet and Clank Future, The Crack in Time, and of course djHERO. We're gonna move Tekken 6 to next week. Are you gonna play? Are you gonna review Dragon Age? Ed is reviewing Dragon Age.
I said I was hoping to get it, but I'd left my disc here at Wheat's house. So I couldn't get the game.
Force left a game that he rented from Hollywood Video, so he couldn't get Dragon Age. The said game was actually
Hannah
Mario
Montana.
and Sonic
Oh.
at
the
the
Winter Games.
Olympic Games.
I was going to try to hide from him that I'd rented that game, but then I left the stupid thing at my house when my kid brought it over, so I had to call and kind of whimper.
That's too bad, dude.
But I'm going to try to get it. I mean, really, I only have this weekend to play it because once
Wait till you
Tuesday
hear what
hits,
Ed has to say about it, dude.
once
Look, even right there. Don't buy it for us. Yeah, he's renting it.
he's
He's not being nice guy.
I find it tough to believe. I mean, after all, I heard his Uncharted review, but I find it tough to believe that this game isn't worth playing from everything I've read about it. The time sink is the only thing that I'm scared about, but I mean, I've just heard people saying epic things about the game.
Really?
Really.
Are you just saying that because some characters get the nasty on in the game?
No, do they?
That's the only reason why Ed's playing it. Come on,
Oh,
dude.
maybe it's moving up on
Why
my
else
list.
do you think nice guy Ed
Maybe
is
it's moving
playing
up
it?
on my list, but I think that game is tough because
They wear their underwear.
what's going to happen Tuesday? No one's ever going to go back to the game. So I mean, we have like a limited time window.
Yeah, see,
to
that's the
enjoy it.
thing. That's why I've played enough Tekken 6. Technically, I could review it today, but it's, makes it. And I want to hear if they're going to release anything about the online, which we'll talk about because it's time to do News of the Week.
Epileptic Gaming News of the Week.
All right, so actually simple. And there was a lot that happened in the news this week. I just was so out of touch, dude. So maybe these guys will be informing me. Yeah, we've got this little weak-ass, small little script.
I think before we start, I had actually 2 pieces of news happen to me, and that was I got accepted finally into the Xbox Live update program. I told you about that last week. And I found out, I was kind of wondering how you're going to put...
That's fantastic.
I was wondering how you're going to put Facebook and Twitter and all this shit into an update, but what it is, they're like separate programs that you choose to download. So, like, it's only for hardware, people with the hard drive. So it's not like a required part of any download, for
I
the
got
next
you.
updates.
It's not totally embedded.
But
now,
I was just going to say, from the features I've seen, the Facebook app is real. I mean, I like be flocking to it, because I'm not that nerd, but it just looks really slick. It's like the interface is really well done.
I mean, that's always been true about Live, though. That's the thing.
It feels like it was a natural part of the Blade progression that Facebook maybe like always been there. But really blew me away was Last FM, because I wasn't sure how it was going to work. I'd already made an account, so it worked right away with one I'd already used on the computer. But I just threw in some artists, and it started playing tracks from them while like flashing pictures of them, so you weren't just like looking at that generic beat in the background.
I mean,
it was kind of hypnotizing.
What you're telling me then is that you never actually used it until now on the 360.
Yes,
and you're amazed by it, even though it's like been a technology.
Yeah,
that's
it's
been
been a technology
for a long time,
forever. But what I
deal.
expected was it playing the songs with the generic synthesizer beat in the background that we've seen a million times, and it was kind of hypnotizing.
Okay.
And almost every song is like a music video when you watch it, which I'm sure you PC users have been enjoying who stream it. But it was new to me.
They got you, dude.
Do you want to know what I'm thinking?
They got you. You're going to be like Facebooking and tweet like, fucking hey guys. And it's not even going to be like that. It's going to be like,
I actually think I might make a Twitter account now finally that I can Twitter on Xbox.
Dude. See?
But
Fort's going to be like, oh my God, Wheat was right this whole time.
I was saying that Last FM is it's my new vacuum channel. That's
What do
what
you
it
mean?
is, dude.
Oh,
When I got to clean my house, it'll be something nice to throw on
Mine's
in the background.
like the PC because it's always on and it's centralized. You can make it loud anyway, but it is hooked
now
up.
my
dude.
shit will come through my home stereo,
Think
so
so.
I'm excited.
All right, so the one thing I did want to, because you asked me about it, I'd linked to it, but I never had a chance to kind of like, flesh it out, I guess you could say. So anyway, a podcast that involved Major Nelson and then one who was at the Xbox Live Ops Manager was basically on the podcast as saying, I just don't get it. I'm not on board. It's not that, big of a deal, blah, blah, blah. And it's just funny because they actually said, someone's going to blog about this. He's saying all this stuff, because it's like, I understand because there are people out there that just, they don't like Facebook. They don't like Twitter. They don't like that whole concept of sort of like,
social
quick
networking.
fire social networking and communication and stuff.
Well, I think Microsoft's kind of saved its ass by making it like you have to confirm that you want to get this program as opposed to just like making it a required part.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So I mean, if you don't like it, don't freaking download it. Dude.
Right. And I mean,
the app.
I'll put it on there. I mean, there's no doubt. Like, I think Microsoft is doing the right thing with all this. I mean,
what's really sweet is now when you like look at your friends' profiles, it also puts like their avatar with them, and I don't know why, but for some reason I just thought that was like a neat
doesn't it do
integration.
that anyway?
Yeah. Well, Facebook, you always can look at your friends list, but actually I look on Facebook, and not only can I see all their Facebook info, but you can also choose to look at their avatar in Xbox. So it was,
all right,
it was different.
Dira, what do you think? I mean, you're on phone, PC. Now do you feel like you got to get on the Xbox?
No, because like I'd probably most likely just be on my phone. Like it's always there, right on me, and
I know Force doesn't do it that way.
Well,
That's
the only thing
thing
I would take advantage of is maybe
that's
Twitter,
the way to bring it.
Because I was like, the only thing I'd ever Twitter is maybe what I'm playing right now, so people can
or
follow
being
when
like,
I'm on.
hey, I want to play a game of Modern Warfare 2 right now. Who invite me?
who's ready?
Like that concept. Like, I'll tell you what, guys. The reason why I don't follow a whole lot of people on Twitter is because I can't stand it when someone's like, Rapture says that someone's playing Portal for the 15th time this day.
Wow, you've really had to deal with that?
Bob just earned a trophy for doing this and that in this game
I don't know if I could handle that.
this week. And then it's like at the end of the week, it's like, Bob has played 50,000 hours of Counter-Strike 1.6. Yeah, like, dude, don't let your Xbox fucking tweet everything
Well, I don't
that
want-
you do.
Oh. All right, I know what you're saying.
Right,
I know what
so
you're saying, because
it's
They
like
have it set up to
automated
automatically
systems,
think- I was
right?
gonna
Is
say,
that
it's
I was
like they
kind of
have it set up
hoping that
that
it
way.
would be like every second people know who I kill. You know, for at least 1,000
Force
times
is like,
a night.
Force 519 just killed Death Adder 64.
Exactly.
Force 519 just SMG blah 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 in the face.
Force 519 just killed Puny Rat. Force 519 just killed Puny Rat. Force 519 just killed, I mean, like, we're talking like 20 messages every 20 seconds. So that was my dream. My dream.
I see.
Twitter.
So there you go. Tweet from my Xbox: masturbating to Bayonetta. I look forward to that. No, I don't. I'm not going to play it with one button.
It sucks that it's already out and I read all this shit about it and we have to wait all this time to touch it.
I think that's awesome. Finally,
that bums me out.
Japanese get their fill on a game that's so like weird. So anyway, okay, so Famitsu has some new information regarding Capcom's Super Street Fighter 4, the retail package super update. We've got confirmation on the old school bonus stages, which, you know, that was a part of the
that's
old
going to be
school
neat as
Street
hell to see
Fighters,
in the new engine.
it is going to be neat to see. The funniest thing that I saw about this particular news item was Capcom tweeted this picture of one of their new characters, Jury, and she had just beat the shit out of the car, and it said perfect. And it was just a screenshot to confirm the mode is in the game. And one of the guys in the comments says something like, "Yes, finally an opponent that I can beat."
that would be my thoughts too.
That's pretty good. So
there's one thing Force can do, it's button mash.
So they also have discussed team battle modes like a 2 versus 2 and a 4 versus 4, which is cool because that's sort of like a traditional, like, you know, at a fighting game event you do like a 2-2. Yeah, totally. So like that's cool. And a replay channel, which it would be really sweet if they just let you replay every single match that you do. They already let you do championship matches if you are at a certain rank, but now there's thoughts maybe it'll be
Is this
everything.
replay that everyone will be able to use, or only like the top 500 or whatever?
No, see, that's what I think it is. It's like they already have the technology there to save a replay. I think what ultimately is speculating that they would get is that I could be like, that was an awesome match, boom, save a replay to me. I don't think maybe I could share a replay with friends, but I don't think you just
like another button that you could put at the end of every stage.
Yeah, I mean, all it would do is like
replay.
save it. You know, let me watch it locally. That'd be huge, especially on the PC for me.
I could just see your
anyway.
man getting like some killer move and like forcing every fucker to watch it like 50 million times. Dude.
That's right.
What's djWHEAT?
Well, I have a feeling that Nice Guy Ed is actually going to be all over this because Guile is going to be beast when.
Yeah,
this
he
game
will
comes
be
out.
stoked about Guile.
Yeah, because I know that's one of his.
I've heard I mean, have we
That's
heard
his favorite,
confirmation
yeah.
that they're like redoing movesets of old characters?
There's automatically they've confirmed there's 2 ultras for everyone.
Yeah, I know,
So
everyone's
everyone
getting a
is
new
getting
ultra.
at least that. So no, there's no reason that anything needs to change other than maybe some like balance.
I mean,
some
is that
damage
all we're
output,
excited about with
stamina.
Guile? Is he's getting his new
The thing is that
Ultra?
when you add ultras, like suddenly there's all these new ways to do different things in the game, and so a character becomes viable where before they weren't because, you know, maybe their damage output or something. So it's just going to change the game. You know, even Capcom has said this isn't going to play. You know, it's going to play different than Street Fighter 4. So we'll have to see what happens. Anyway, I'm so
and
excited
I don't
for
know. I mean, I kind of really have never even thought about people using this up until now, but there's kind of been a big stink that Modern Warfare 2 is apparently going to remove party chat. Like, you won't be able to
Really?
to chat with your friends. You'll only be able to use the in-game chat because what people do is in Modern Warfare, while you're dead, you know, they follow the enemy. When normally you should be allowed to see the enemy and communicate that information to your
That kind
friends.
of makes sense.
And now I'm like, you know,
Wait.
some of those fuckers
Yeah,
have been
that's
doing
good.
this forever in games. I never really.
That's
I mean,
definitely gonna change
I
it
don't
for
know
a
why I
lot
just
of,
never
like-
thought about how
I
those
like
people,
that.
especially some games that actually let you follow the enemy. You know, follow their view. You know, those guys chatting with each
Get
other
those
and
cheaters,
saying, you
dude.
know, giving information that normally you shouldn't be able to give. So, but apparently, like, people are just in heated debate about it because, you know, they like partying with their friends.
Right.
And
Well,
only having to
you
deal
know,
with the
and
chat
here,
from
so
their friends.
Manny Big says so. It sounds like there'll be party chat in some of the play modes, some of the game types, which would make sense. It'd be like third party, right? So like search and destroy, they wouldn't let you be in a party chat.
Well, I was thinking it would be more like, I mean, do they have like
A
every
team
match? Every
deathmatch
match is
isn't, you
every match
know-
is a rank match for them. They don't have any.
No, they don't. But I could understand where like it really would impact a search and destroy over like a team deathmatch because you're constantly
But the
spawning
thing
back
is
in and
that
shit.
I mean, yeah, maybe if you only played team deathmatch
or deathmatch.
or something to that effect, but you would still have to, even if it randomly switched the game type, kick you out of chat and whatnot.
Oh, I don't know how that'll work. I don't know. Dear, are you excited for Call of Duty at all? Or you're not?
I actually have a friend who's. I'm not really into console FPSs at all. Honestly, I have a friend who's super into it at work, and he plays it a lot with some guys online who are supposedly like some like hardcore like gamer clan, and I'm like, I want to know their name. I know. I'm like, I totally want to know their name. So I'll try and find.
I
that
thought
out
you were
for
all
us.
about like the Rainbow Six for a period. Or was that just for that competition?
Yeah, that's a pretty shitty game. Like,
Well, it's still, I mean, it was an FPS.
yeah,
I mean,
no, it was fun. I had
play 'em.
fun playing it. I shouldn't say that. It's just I can't get into first-person shooters without a keyboard and a mouse. Yawn. I don't know. It's just not fun for me. Like, I'm not good at it. I'm very impatient. I like playing Halo with like my friends. I'm never like the best, but I'm not like not always the worst. Like, it's just I would rather play like an MMO. RPG.
See, I wish you'd play something like Zombies, where it's like all co-op.
djHERO. Like, I don't know. That's just my style of game.
I will play. I basically got to the point where I just had to be able to play them both. You know.
See,
like,
I can understand that.
I think. I mean, you're the same way, Forrest. Right? I mean, you still play.
I was like,
PC
you know
games.
what?
You played Killing Floor on the PC.
I was just saying, but yeah,
like,
you know, once the home system eclipsed the PC, dude. I mean, there's no going back. You had to learn how to play.
That's why I think people should just kind of, you know.
And like maybe I need to take like Christmas break and just like sit down and play like first person
That's why I say what you need to play is some co-op games where
See,
it's
that
not
would
the
be
heat
fun.
isn't on you to constantly perform. You got people to help.
Maybe we should do that. Christmas break.
We should.
That'd be fun.
All you need really to like acclimate yourself to a pad
So you
is
get really
seriously like
frustrated.
2 weeks.
Time.
I know, but
It's time.
If you just like play, I mean, it really just like it
Well,
just
even
takes a little bit of time.
When I was practicing for that Fragdoll thing, like I got better, but then I just stopped playing.
I mean, yeah, you're like, well,
I'm like,
Rainbow Six,
whatever.
I totally understand. So Tekken 6 is getting reviewed next week. You like that, Mike?
That was a good feeling.
But you might be wondering about load times. I wasn't like, Mike, I need to check in on the load times before I purchase this game. However, people are talking about them.
Oh, can I just say that it's
What?
no surprise.
What? Oh, okay. I don't know what there must be something that we don't know. But anyway, some Japanese guy, right? This was from a Japanese source site. He went like fucking crazy, lock yourself in a closet Japanese, and like busted out all these statistical like graphs based off of all these loads and different characters and stuff. And
Is
cutting
this
to
guy
the
an
chase.
actuary?
I don't know. Like that's just
Anal Larry.
he's just like, I am going to get known for making Tekken 3 load times building for China. Cutting to the chase, the 360 has better load times, right? But only when both games are loading from the disc. So installing the game on either console is the same loading times. So like I almost just got to think that like the Blu-ray drive just must be a little slower.
Well, I mean, and plus you
is
got to
that-
take into account that Xbox 360 is like the lead platform on anything third party. I mean, that accounts for the fact that's why it constantly kicks ass and why I keep playing
see,
the third-party
that's
versions
a
of 360.
fanboy perspective, and I would like to know the actual technical
Well,
perspective.
if you want to get technical, the load times on Blu-ray suck ass. That's why
I
all
mean,
those games
but do you
install to
know
the
that,
hard
or are
drive.
you just saying that because
absolutely
that's
know for a fact
you know,
that
like,
Blu-ray
because
drives are slow.
I also
I mean,
know that
that's
there
just a
is
known
some
fact.
like memory bandwidth things
No,
that are better
the
on
load
the 360.
times on Blu-rays are slow compared to the 360, which is just spinning a DVD.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
what
and
I.
it uses
Times
different
slower.
like
It
wavelengths
just
of
is.
light.
All
So
right.
like maybe that has to do something.
It's
with
got to
it.
search through like 40 gigs of shit as opposed to 4 or 9.
Sure. So, nowadays everything just goes to the hard drive anyway. That's what I did. Before I installed it, I definitely could say there's some pretty killer load times. Not for like, you're so used to like, even Street Fighter 4. Pretty quick.
I don't remember Soul Calibur having very heinous load times.
No.
I thought that it would be similar
I don't
performance.
think it did either. So also, it has been reported that an update to Tekken 6 is coming, which will combat the online lag people are experiencing. I am one of them. If you visit eg365.net, our forums, in the Tekken 6 forum, I actually, or the thread on it, I had this like mini meltdown where I played 15, 20 matches online. And I went back to the computer. I was like,
What does
horse
lag do?
shit.
What does
total
lag do in this
fucking-
game?
So
Go slow motion
okay,
or
so something that you need to know about Tekken is that it's you have the ability to like buffer moves, right? So you hit
you
a kick,
can like type
right?
out your 10-hit combo before it
Exactly,
performed
right?
at all.
So you're like ahead of your moves, right? So the lag compensation, I think, is what it is like so intense that it adds this delay to all of your hits, and then also a delay to your
next set of moves you
Combo.
try
to your
load or
buffer.
whatever. Yeah.
Right. So like if you accidentally hit a buffer, like hit a move and you say miss your juggle, which happens a lot if you don't have a very good connection. So you've already inputted your juggle. So now you think you're like at neutral and ready to throw out your next move, and then like the moves that you did 2 seconds ago come out. Like it is
Oh, God.
horrendous.
Wow.
You know,
I mean, I thought that was like, how was that not play tested? Because that was a big bragging
the
point.
thing is, and I'm really eager to see this patch and what it can do. The thing is, Force, is that like Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection Online.
You've been playing on. I mean,
I played the
I
fuck
actually
out of that,
could
and I don't
understand it
remember.
happening on the 360 because they didn't have experience with it. But I would think the PS3 version would be on lockdown because they'd already done it with Tekken 5. So that's actually sad to hear.
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
it's been frustrating.
I'm not sure what it is, but I hope this fixes it. I was devastated. You know, it was bad. It was really bad. It's you hope for the best, and then you really like I got the worst. You know, even Soul Calibur 4, like people had their gripes about that online. Namco developed it. It's
didn't really
better
have
than
that many
Tekken
gripes
6.
about
I
it.
feel like
I didn't have
So,
really any gripes about it. I thought it played well.
I don't know.
So next, and I was telling Wheat that this should be like a bullet point, dude, on the back of the freaking
Oh,
box for
yeah.
Modern Warfare. And that is apparently there's going to be scenes in the game. We had talked last week about how at one point you're actually one of the terrorists and killing civilians, and that the scene was just like really horrific for everyone who saw it. And apparently Activision came out and said, yeah, that shit's in there, but we have a warning for it. You know, you will actually come to a warning that says this scene is so intense, you might want to skip this shit. Would you like to? You know, would you like to puss out? And I just thought that was like pretty sweet that this game's like telling us up front, you know, there's going to be points in this game which are,
This might
you know,
give you
more intense than
nightmares.
any M-rated you've played. It's going to get pretty bad. Do you want to skip it? And apparently the game contains at least 2 of those points. And like I said, that could be a bullet point in the back of the box, dude. Shit's so intense, you might want to skip it.
Are you surprised by it? Do you think it's just like a way for them to be like?
I'm surprised because frickin' Lost in the Damned is frickin' hardcore R, dude. And I'm just like, I just think it's like an expectation that people should just be willing to see any kind of shit that we throw at you.
Right.
And the fact that they're saying, wow, this shit's so bad, it might upset some of you who are used to having like faces melted on a constant basis.
Jesus.
I mean, because
it gets me excited. I don't know why. I'm ridiculous about it.
That says something.
It does. Especially since I'm such a proponent of like, you know, making sure that only 17-year-old and older are playing M-rated games.
By
and
M-rated games.
You'll be surprised.
You're that guy.
I am that guy. When I'm
the-
dealing with 11-year-olds who only
For
want to
sure,
talk
yeah,
about
when
Grand
you're
Theft
teaching.
Auto.
There were some things in Call of Duty 4 that were like maybe questionable, but do you
Call
think
of Duty
anything?
4, I told you, I'm like, it's teen, dude. Call of Duty 4 is in the lineup. Like, I don't remember anything about that game being R-rated at all. Like, I don't even remember the F word, dude. I mean, I know there was blood when you shot people,
There was
but
the F
there
word
wasn't
for sure.
dismemberment. You know, it
There was
wasn't
the
hardcore.
F word, dude. There was definitely the F word.
I was gonna say
I just don't
I
remember it
played
being
that
prevalent.
Not too, yeah, I think I don't know. I'm pretty desensitized. So I
Well,
don't really.
World of War II was gory and had parts flying all over.
I mean,
and, you
I'm
know,
not-
get to
I'm
the
not,
effing
like-
bunker every 2
Right.
seconds.
I'm not trying to like compare them. I'm just, I'm wondering if this isn't a little bit of like, let's get a little bit of extra shock on there. It'll take us like a day of
Oh, like, maybe
development
that's
to
their,
put
like-
in this screen.
This
that,
is their
like,
advertising scheme that they like let
Well,
out that it's gonna. There's 2
yeah.
parts that might be a little too hardcore.
Yeah, and I mean, if you consider that in some cases, it also kind of means that they have like their own out. Well, we did put a warning. What do you want us
You
to
coulda
do?
pushed B.
They didn't have to buy the game. We even fucking gave them a warning after you bought the game that you probably shouldn't have bought in the first place.
That's kind of like putting a warning on each cigarette in your cigarette pack. Isn't it? Wouldn't that be like
Dude,
the perfect
that-
analogy? Like
that's a very
this
good one.
cigarette will cause lung cancer.
Yes.
This cigarette
Okay,
will
I'll
give birth
smoke it
defects.
anyway.
So will
Like,
this one.
You could look at it while you're smoking.
Did you
it.
read though? I know you're not really following that one, but Destructoid had like one of their guys took the time to post an article about how, regardless of the reasons why this scene that I saw was so intense that I can't purchase this game, like it's lost my dollars because it's so bad. I'm just
Who
like
said
wondering,
that?
do you really think it's going to be that graphic and
Wait,
editor?
hold on.
Destructoid?
Which editor was it?
Frick if I, dude.
Was
I
it-
want his
was
name.
If
it
they're not
Reverend
me,
Anthony?
Oh,
Dude, I can't say that I've ever played a game or even thought that a game could exist that I would be like, I can't handle the subject matter. I won't play it. You know, it's like the camera sucks. I'm not gonna play it.
Yeah,
But
I was
mean,
gonna
like,
say we've seen some
Yeah.
pretty
I've
hardcore
played-
shit through the years.
and I've played a game about a guy in his room that was all in Japanese. Like, there's not much that you could put in front of me that like couldn't top something bizarre that I've already done in gaming. Like, I just can't. If this game does it to me, Force, more power to Infinity Ward, man. More power. But I gotta think that that's a story for page views right there. Sorry, I don't.
so?
Yeah, absolutely. Come on, dude.
They had you.
well, I mean, we'll have
They
to
had
see.
you at
I
bullet
mean,
point.
he's telling people avoid the game. To me, it's like buy this shit, dude.
And he
This
didn't
scene
talk
made me-
about the scene.
that a
This
little
scene
bit
made
of,
me
like,
want to
reverse
boycott the
psychology
game. I
there?
mean, when I hear something so offensive, I want to boycott it. That's like
I'm just
must
saying.
purchase
Did he
for
send
me.
the memo to Jack Thompson?
I don't know, but I'm sure when it comes out, I gotta freaking find some way. No, actually, I think he's almost done for. He's been disbarred.
Yes, he
Sure,
is.
yeah.
I
Did he
don't-
really?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. He's like fighting to. He's been sued and all
Isn't he, like-
sorts of crazy.
He
shit
picked up
like
some
that.
other bandwagon, like some Christian
He was
something
suing
bandwagon.
Facebook at one point for an "I hate Jack Thompson," where someone had threatened to kill him with a toaster or something.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That was
How
the
did I
last time he
miss
made the
that?
news.
So, by the way, guys, I'm not really able to follow the JTV chat, so my apologies. I wish they were on you or IRC, but it's very difficult from where we're at. So, anyway, Force, this is just the kind of thing I don't necessarily want to hear. You know, I think that developers develop games for a reason because they're good at developing games, not because we've got the input of 60,000 people that we can use to develop our game. I don't think it's right. But the Infinity War community manager has claimed that Twitter helped build Modern Warfare 2.
Listen, because I'm a total twat, dude.
Aw.
Do you Twitter back to Twitterees, or when you Twitter
Yes.
someone, they Twitter back to you?
Yes.
So when all those
Oh, wow.
60,000 people follow Infinity War, they have the ability
Look,
to twat them back.
Force, I want to show you something, right? Okay, this is going to be... We're gonna
Too bad
get
Nice Guy's not here to do the ring ring.
We're gonna get
ring,
a-
ring.
just a
Is
little
that what
quick
happens
one,
when you
right?
get Twittered?
Okay.
No,
does
no.
Look.
Answer it, Mike.
So
The
here's
future's
a great
calling.
here's a great example, right? So all right, so here's all the people that I follow right here. So I see all their
yeah, I
little
see
bit,
this-
right?
your twit
Okay.
back.
Hey,
So
that's me.
like I tweeted earlier that Epileptic Gaming was on and you should watch it because Force gives these incredibly in-depth reviews and he's like the fucking man.
Incredibly accurate reviews.
So then like Nana Milk Tea, for example, says not home, but hey, tune in for me, and then retweets that Force is so awesome and you should listen to this show. So like not only do I see that, but then anyone that she sees that. So then I would reply and maybe be like, hey, thanks, Nana Milk Tea. You're the bomb. And you're right. Force gives the most accurate reviews of anyone on the internet. In fact, all
Ever
the
of all
people
time.
from the UK say that.
All right, that sounds worth twatting.
That is true.
Do it.
Actually.
Twat that, dude.
I forgot to mention that the other day on the
Right
show.
now.
That needs tweeted right
Some-
now, dude. Yeah, I agree.
Some guy from the UK said that there is a group, that there is this like, I think it's a bunch of hooligans, really, like a
bunch of air
shitload
quoters?
of gamers. There's like, but they're like a legion of them, like apparently like 300-400, and they all believe that Force does the best reviews out of anyone on the planet.
Dude, I would lead that religion, guys. Just let me know. I'll
They're
show you
building
where-
a statue.
I'll show you where to
in
make
your likeness.
donations,
It's
dude.
totally
I'll pass
true.
the basket around.
Point being is that, you know, did Twitter put third person mode into this game? You know, it's like I don't think that
so. I
you
mean,
should-
it's
It's
just like
almost
what they're
like-
saying is that we just get thousands of these messages from people. And they
yeah, it's just, I don't think that you should be publicly saying like, yeah, we
We totally
I
got
don't
this
know, it's
produced
just-
from.
Isn't
This
that
community
an
manager,
awesome way
though?
to get Twitter followers? Dude,
Make
I can make a
that-
difference.
see?
I can make a difference.
See?
I'm joining that shit.
I'm not buying Modern Warfare 2. It offended me. Page views. See? Twitter, we helped to build it. Man, I want it. Their game types suck, man. I'm going to follow them so I can tell them how to fix that motherfucking game. You know, you're right. You're absolutely right. Force.
Well, I
you've
mean,
nailed it.
maybe Twitter is what led to
Force
this next
nailed it.
story.
Maybe what?
Now, I'm not
What
sure.
is it?
It's either Twitter or the fact that they're going to have
Holy
the most
shit,
disturbing
it's-
scene of all time. But the freaking fact that Modern Warfare 2 is the highest pre-ordered game, and GameStop's already predicting it will be their number one selling game of all time. Not their number
What
one
do you-
selling game this year. Their number one selling game of all time. I mean, it blows me away to think that something like this will be in all those homes, and We'll see if it really. I mean, what if it has the most freaking
Do
jarring,
you-
shocking shit ever? I mean, do you not just picture huge news stories jumping on this? If it becomes one of the best-selling games of all time, and
Modern Warfare 2
And
teaches
it's a
you how to
mature
be
game.
a
It's not like some
terrorist.
Mario,
Yeah, I mean, everyone
not some
will be all
Mario
up on it.
Wii
All right,
assisted
actually,
masturbation.
This is kind of an interesting little thing to discuss here, because if you recall, djHERO was on a show, and it might have been one that you were gone, but we talked about
those shows suck. I mean,
Japan.
you were awesome, but they suck.
We were talking about Japan banning the rape games, right?
Oh, right. Yeah,
And we were talking, we started talking about like really intense, subject matter.
Dude, I love
right?
talking about rape.
I'm just I'm comparing it in such a way for
Shit.
like, do you really believe that there will be something so terrible that someone is going to make a fucking...
I think CNN will jump on 15 seconds of gameplay, totally taken out of context. It's just holy shit. I mean,
They already kind of did
kinda
that
like
with
Mass Effect.
They already
that
did
we
that with
frickin'
Grand
made
Theft
fun
Auto.
of.
That one scene with the
So
like that was the one thing
the
they
hot
showed about the
coffee?
game. Yeah, no, it's like a big. I
You're
remember my
right,
parents
right.
were like, "Do you have that game?" And I'm like,
And
Did
it was
you
just like a
see the
hidden
polygon
scene that wasn't
penis?
supposed to be available.
my God.
But I mean,
"Totally had it."
I mean, to think how times have changed, because freaking Lost in the Dam's full on dong, dude, is just like, I can't believe this shit exists.
Full on dong.
It was
So,
almost too much.
let me. So
like, I know
let's-
I'm not going to see anything more intense than that.
Dira, we talked about those types of games. Let's like imagine. So there's allegedly a portion where you are infiltrating terrorists, perhaps. I don't know, like
Pretending to be one of them.
right,
basically.
right. And during this scene, you actually have to kill innocent people. Like, as in a part of the cutscene, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how intense it is, like, kill
let's
this
say
chick
it's, like,
right here.
Oh,
super,
it's running
like-
through shooting people.
yeah, like even so, like it's a game and it's like an expression, and I totally believe in like, like don't stifle anybody's like creativity, but like I definitely think that should be rated mature, and
Right,
only 17-year-olds
which it
should be
is.
able to buy it. But
But I mean, will
I
that
would
really
play
be
it.
enforced?
I
When
would
this
probably
is like
play
Game
it.
of the Year,
I
and it's
mean-
on. It's like I saw 5 commercials for it last night on television. Like, I'm talking like minute and a half commercials.
and some mom's
It had
gonna
been
walk in
lengthy.
when some kid's playing that and be like have like a
or
mild
they're just
stroke.
not even gonna
Well,
know,
I mean,
and it just
listen
goes.
to this, guys.
Right.
I mean, think about what's just happened in the news recently. And this game, like, if
Well,
it
like the
screws
whole
up
thing
my
with terrorism,
pre-order-
even though
No, the guy who just shot,
At Fort
our
Hood,
own
yeah,
guy who just
yeah.
shot our own men. I mean, and then we
Well,
got this most intense army
mean-
shooter of all time.
even so, like my brother is in Afghanistan.
What are you saying? That's
right
going to
now,
level
so,
up
like,
cells?
right?
You little shithead. What
Probably.
a heartless. You're so terrible.
Shut up.
He's going straight down, dude.
What are you talking about?
When you kick it, dude, you have an express elevator to hell. Because of that
What?
level of cells.
Well, so do you, because you're going to play Modern Warfare 2, dude. You're going to kill an innocent person. I mean, dude, what is the
I'm just
difference?
waiting for like the achievement.
How
for, like,
about that?
you gotta
What
kill
is the
25,
difference?
So I have to go through the
You
stage
know,
27
God
times to
says
get
that you
achievement.
shouldn't frickin' kill, but you know what? You're doing it anyway in a virtual environment. We're all going to hell.
My
We're-
God is more of a vengeful
I-
God than your God, so don't worry about it.
My
You
God,
guys are
my
fine.
God gave me virtual kill simulator so I wouldn't do it in real life. That's what my God did.
Oh, okay.
And
Is it
Zing.
me?
I thank him. You are a blessed one.
Are we talking about... Oh, yeah, we're not talking about Modern Warfare 2.
No, but I mean, I don't know if this makes me sad, excited, who cares? But freaking Rare, recently has come out that they are dumping all their focus into Natal development. And in the
Really?
process of it, they've canceled sequels to Cameo, which it was enjoyable when Xbox
Man,
had 4
I saw
games
other
out for
people
it.
tweeting about that shit, and I was like, man, fuck that
No,
game.
I'm not excited for a
Who
sequel.
gives a fuck?
At the time, it was all right. Banjo-Kazooie, I
Dude.
freaking
Oh,
love, dude. I
yeah.
love Nuts and Bolts. That one's been canceled. Perfect
Banjo-Kazooie.
Dark,
I'm going to tell you.
I didn't like, but I wanted them to make a better one. I wanted to see a good Perfect Dark sequel, and that's not going to happen because they're throwing all their focus into Natal. Now, having Rare making an Natal game, because, I mean, there was a point in time where Rare was like,
Rare
"Gee,
forgot how to
dude."
make good games, dude.
I
And
mean,
that is
are you
why...
just writing them
that
out?
is- that is why the first game we're going to see out of Rare is going to be some fucked up shit like Killer Instinct Natal. It's going to be the fucking most horse shit ridden bullshit crap,
buggy.
like draining of a franchise.
That's
ever.
actually a really good idea, dude.
That's not a good idea,
You need to
dude.
twat that at him, dude.
It's not
No,
a
twat
good
that, build it.
idea. We do not need a fighting game.
I would love
done
to
with
see one of their
Natal.
first games, a fighting game done with Natal.
Fulgor!
I'd love to see what a 100-hit combo is, dude. You got to swing him 100 freaking times to actually do a 100-hit combo.
Exactly.
That'd be awesome.
I already picture you sweating in your living room.
Dude, I will play it for all of 15 minutes, and I will love those 15 minutes.
You would just be.
I'd have a heart attack. I'd have to stop playing and eat a sandwich and then go back for another stage.
I'll get a sandwich. Maybe get a juiced up.
A
Red Bull.
Yeah.
How's that Natal going there?
And
How you doing?
You know,
Want a soda?
I'm still. You're not totally sold, but I'm sold on Natal from day one.
I'm not sold on
I think it
Natal.
looks pretty bomb.
So I'm
to be honest.
excited to know that there's someone like Rare making a game for it to see what they'll do, because I want something to do with it for the first week that I play with it. The only week I'll probably play with it, but I know I'm gonna love
Yeah,
that week.
just like that Wii Fit.
Hey, I love my Wii Fit week.
Just
I
like
wouldn't give
Wii
that up
Fit.
for anything, dude.
No, we haven't talked.
I
We'll
lied.
talk about
That shit lasted almost 10 days in my house.
We'll talk about some skydiving before
Oh,
we
yeah.
review. People are asking about it, so you've got another
I heard
one,
you
dude.
peed your pants.
Almost. I actually shit them.
Oh yeah, okay. That's what I
Let's
heard.
finish these.
iPhone game developer Section 8 has been accused of stealing players' phone contacts.
Whoa.
And they make that iVampire and that iMafia and all those freaking screenshot-based
Stupid, lame
RPG
games.
And
games.
then does
that
it
look lame
sell
as
them to
hell.
other people? See, those fucking games are shady as fucking good. I hope that
How-
these guys
but
get
how is
shut
it-
down.
Why? I mean, that bothers me that it's even allowed. Like, it's even within the software development kit that would allow
Or
you
that
to freaking
Apple
access
it got through
their contacts. Yes.
Yeah, you'd think there'd be some like checking somebody person. Checking
See, but they've only
Checking
been
to
accused.
see if shit like that's
safety
happening.
because like some
So,
people have bank
No,
accounts
no,
and
no,
shit
no,
on
no,
their
no,
phone.
dude. They didn't just get accused. They actually had a response.
Oh.
They admitted to it happening,
Oh.
but they said it was a bug in the software.
Oops.
It was an accident that the game was using all of your phone contacts.
Why would it ever need to be programmed to go into
No
your
shit.
contacts?
What a
Like, why would it
frickin' weak
ever,
ass
like-
Whoa, what do you mean,
excuse.
no? But it just says, like, they have written software for all its games in such a way that it automatically processes it right, but it was an accident, like it wasn't supposed to be in there?
Yes, and they said that they would no longer happen. It was never intended to take everyone's phone contacts.
Yeah, right, except they just sold all that shit to, like,
Yup, dude. No shit. I'm so glad I've never
Telemarketing
touched one of those
city.
Right,
jank
exactly.
games, dude.
Crazy.
So,
Fuck
I
those.
mean, now
By
I
the
just have
way,
another excuse to avoid those pieces of shit.
Can we talk about Eliminate just a little bit? Like, is
Have
it
you been playing it?
Yeah.
You like
What
it?
is it?
Fucking
Eliminate
own, dude.
is the first big
Oh.
first-person shooter for the iPhone.
Yeah, okay.
And it's being released totally for free with the ability to like buy extra credits so you can keep leveling up your character during the downtime.
Dude, I'm already like level 7. I've not spent a damn dollar. I wait my 4 hours for shit to recharge, and then I play again. And
is that
then
what
I
it
just
is?
play.
4 hours is the wait time?
Yeah.
How long do you get to play?
Well, you can play,
I mean,
but
you
then
can play
you
it
don't
over and
earn
over, but
credits.
you only level up for a certain amount
No,
of time before you have to
here's
pay.
here's how it works. So they release this free game, right? Just as Force says, you have energy. You could play 4 games and your energy's gone, right? And then you wait 4 hours. It's like your energy recharges. Or I can like buy these power cells to recharge it, self. How you level up is that you earn credits, but you can only earn credits when you have power. You can play without.
You can still play. You're just not
You
earning.
You're
still
just
credits.
level
not
up.
You're
earning
playing for
credits,
fun.
right?
Yes.
So
So
like
how's
I
that
said,
different than me saying you only level up? You can only level up for a little bit, and then you got to pay money.
Because I've like been playing it casually, and I can go in there and rape people. I've even raped
Yeah,
guys
it's
that
still
are probably
you're playing
paying
just for fun,
a
just
shitload
to
of money.
kill people.
I could still get the same weapons and everything. It just takes me longer. It's one of those MMOs where they give you like a free
Well,
hey,
if you don't really
use
care
this
about leveling
potion
up
and-
at all, it's just a freaking free first-person shooter. Which
yeah,
I think
but
is
you
sweet.
have to level up to like use the different weapons and shit.
And do you just see yourself being at a point? Because I've only played it a little bit, where you're like I have to level up, where everyone's just
Bro,
constantly
are
raping
you
me.
kidding me? I can sit on the toilet and work, play 4 of those games like I'm playing fucking Quake, just totally owning bitches. It's awesome.
How long are the games? Like, are they quick or?
Yeah,
Well-
they're like to 10 frags, and I just opened up my third weapon, but I've just been using the shotgun, and I turned the sensitivity on super high, and I upgrade my speed and just fucking.
I'm upset because Eliminate came out at a time. Do you remember I told you a while back that like I got to a part in Wolfenstein where like I had a pistol against the boss and I couldn't beat
Right.
this boss with a pistol? Well, it got updated this week, dude.
Yeah.
So I have Eliminate, which is supposed to be like the top-notch first-person shooter on the iPhone, and all I've played all week is Wolfenstein.
What
I've
did it
gone old
update
school.
that
It
let you-
updated, and now you can select stages. So I could just, because before you had to start all the way back at stage 1 to get to
Oh.
stage 9, so I can just go back and did stage 8. And then it also gave you Spirit Destiny for free, so now I have like 60 Wolfenstein levels. Plus,
Nice.
it comes with the ability to go to a web page through your Safari browser and download custom maps from your Safari browser to play in Wolfenstein.
That's pretty pimp,
which
dude.
is sweet. And also, I don't know
That's
if you
really
noticed this.
awesome.
Did you see Carmack's all of his announcements
What? Which
about
one's
his iPhone development?
I know
Polish
that
Carmack?
he wants to.
Doom,
no, not
Doom
the
just
Polish.
came out. No,
Quick
id Software. id Software. Who made Doom and Wolfenstein? Doom just came out this week. Quake is coming out, and then Quake 2
on iPhone.
is coming for iPhone, dude. Like, I don't know
I
how
believe
excited
it.
you are, but I'm excited to see
The way
Quake
that I
2
can
again.
play Eliminate, I'm totally excited.
Eliminate makes you think this could be done.
It's very difficult to jump. I think that they could probably figure out a way to make jumping work a little bit better.
Going all the way down to the bottom of that screen.
Yeah, that's not the right way.
Do you play Eliminate with the auto lock? Like, the iPhone gives you the ability, since you only have 2 thumbsticks to move, it'll just automatically shoot anytime your cursor's on a player.
Right. So
That sounds kind of cheesy.
It is, but I mean, if everyone's doing it, and that's the way that you
so
can
that
and
makes
here
really
it's
do
sense.
dual
actually, but
analog.
hold on.
Everybody's doing
no,
it.
no. I'm going to tell you, like, because it works a little differently because, like, okay, so everyone starts off with this, like, machine gun, right? And when you get on top of them, it does fire. But if you manually fire, then you could just unleash your entire clip.
More
right,
rapid,
Right,
yeah.
exactly. So you could do more damage quicker, where if you go off your cursor, you'll actually stop shooting for a moment. With the shotgun, it's like there's a delay. So even if you get your cursor on them, you've still got to keep following them, or else, like, it's like lock, fire. So there is sort of an advantage to using it, just because it makes it a little bit easier for the controls, but you can probably do better without it on. That's what I'm saying.
All right, because my few games I played, I just had it on just so I could get used to the controls.
Yeah. No, and I mean, I still use it. I think it's better with certain weapons. So, I mean, like, for the shotgun, it's actually really good, especially, like, if your whole plan is to get right up in on someone. By the way, find out where the Berserker shield is, because it not only does it shield you, but all you have to do is, like, walk up to someone like that, and it just instantly kills them.
Nice.
So you, like,
Nice.
wear it, and you just, like, run over to a guy and do like that. It's like, they just explode.
That's sweet.
It's really
It's
amazing
worth,
to see.
It's worth, if you have an iPhone, it's worth the price of admission.
Yeah,
which is free,
I mean,
dude.
exactly.
What an awesome model.
It's just like we've talked about phone gaming for a while. We've seen some cool stuff, but I mean, honestly, you're playing a first-person shooter on the fucking iPhone.
That's awesome.
It's fucking awesome. Yeah.
So this week happened. You know, this comes from the It's About Frickin' Time department, dude.
It's about freaking time.
In that the Game Boy, the original Game Boy, finally got
yeah.
inducted to the Toy Hall of Fame this year. And if you walk anywhere today, I mean, I feel so bad for grandparents nowadays, because I see my 2 cousins with my grandma. They're both staring at their DSs the whole
I was
frickin'
that
time.
kid with my big gray
The
brick.
little cousin
Like, that
who
was
doesn't
me.
have a DS is hanging over the shoulder of one of them trying to look at his DS. And it's just like everywhere you go is just like
DS,
handhelds.
DS,
well, I mean,
DS.
just handhelds in general.
Well, that's cool. But that's
And-
where, like, the parents need to be like, it's grandma time. Put your shit
then-
Yeah,
down.
I know.
Like,
and that's
then
what
the
I have
poor
to do. I
kid-
actually have to walk over
Yeah.
to Dayton and like I have to slam it down and be
The
like,
poor
let's talk.
kid that has, like,
Right.
the Leapster 2.
Well, I mean, but
or
that's
like
what
the
they're
reading
doing.
one, where it's like
Your
the-
kid,
What?
3 years old, 2 years old, has a freaking Game Boy Light. But I mean, it's a Leapster, but he's still got a
No, it's-
freaking.
It's a DS.
Well,
It's not a
whatever.
Game
I
Boy.
mean, whatever. I'm just saying they're
I
everywhere
still say Game Boy.
nowadays.
I'm
He's
not
on
gonna lie. I
touchscreen,
still say Game
dog.
Boy.
Don't take that away from him.
Oh well, he's freaking click and point. I'm not going to deny it. This he's got a freaking prodigy when it comes to playing games, dude. I'm scared.
I found some new sweet
Scared's
games.
gonna kick
dude.
my ass when
But
he gets old.
There's a Backyardigans DS game. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
it was on Amazon for like $8. And literally, like, they'll just there's this part where it's this factory, and like all these shapes are falling, and you have to like sort the shapes in these 4 boxes. He's like, I'm like watching him, and he's just like, and then they start throwing out shapes that don't match to any of them. And I'm like, at first I'm like, why are you leaving those? And then I'm like, oh, they don't have a shape that matches. And he's just like,
wow, smart kid, dude.
But they make the right games. Like they're figuring it out, dude. They're just like breeding these unbelievable gamers, and they don't even know it. Oh, anyway, yeah. So Game Boy in the Hall of Fame, like fuck yeah.
This next story, do these guys just never get a break? I mean, are they just going to give up on the Asian market? And that WoW has currently been shut down in China again. WoW just got back from getting their asses kicked in China. And apparently their internet provider...
for China.
I mean, what's the opposite of build? I destroy for China.
The opposite of built.
That's a minus.
That's the opposite. Which
So,
is basically what's happening.
They're basically shut down again. They're not allowed to take any payments. They're not allowed to make any new users currently. And I actually read it in several spots, and I have no idea why. I honestly could not deduce why the hell is happening right now.
You know what? It's just because
there were like a million like different little companies involved, and I was like, "What the hell? What's going on? Why?"
I really think I'm just throwing this out here. I'm pretty uneducated on like other than the fact that I remember, what happened. It was previously shut down, and then of course to get back in, they had to like change the whole skeleton thing.
That's what I was gonna say. Don't you think like maybe one of their epic bosses was like they accidentally forgot to change the model? Like no one had reached that boss till now.
We can't
and
have a
like,
skeleton.
Shut down the whole shit, dude. We found a skeleton.
We got to be building.
I mean, I could see him doing that.
We got to be building.
I think we got to be building for China. I think that it is. I think it's like they want to have control. Like it's seriously almost out of control in China.
Yeah, they're communists.
It's like the government just like we want to have control. You could, know. Like,
they're communists.
When you read it, I know about they're just like heavily cracked down on their internet and what they can access. And
yes, and the thing is that Blizzard is going to be like, well, okay, back to the drawing board. So they're going to go back to the government, and the government's going to be like, yes, 3% of everything WoW makes.
If it's just because they're pissed that it's destroying their culture.
How is it destroying their culture?
Because they just see so many kids flocking to these internet cafes. They're killing each other. I mean, there's millions of
not like there's
one kid killed another kid, so they're like,
dude, it's not like there's
like
Ogrimmar street battles and
but
shit
I mean,
over WoW.
You tell me if I'm wrong, but because they only pop up in the stories every now and then, but all of them are about how insanely obsessed their culture is with the internet cafes.
Look.
I think you could agree that like the United States' culture is obsessed.
We're playing in our living rooms.
They
it's
have,
different.
but they have
there
so many people.
It's not visible.
It's a
to
cultural
everyone. They walk
thing,
by and just
dude.
see thousands.
They
of
have
kids
so many people, though. It's just like that has a lot to do with it. It's just because the sheer amount of people, and because
you don't
of
think
the
there's
culture.
any chance China's giving them a hard time, making things difficult because they like the thought of kind of putting into what they see as harm.
I was gonna say
it comes down to the money. It comes down to the Benjamins,
out
dog.
of their country.
Yeah. Plus, they know that the U.S. is kind of fucked right now. They're like, we make our money with Blizzard.
I know. I keep hearing all these. China's been investing in gold, and it's not. China's investing
in our banks,
online
our
companies.
banks, our actual banks. They've been buying portions of our banks.
They're going to get on it. Now they're going to own World of Warcraft.
They own some of our debt, too. We owe China some
Poor
money.
guys, though.
You were like nudging me, and you're like, dude, I mean, there's got to be another Modern Warfare 2 story. I mean, we haven't had enough of them tonight. You're like, please tell me you had one more. And, dude, I have one more for you.
Okay.
This one actually kind of cracks me up, but apparently there's a huge stink about the online version, the one that you can get through direct download because it has Steam integrated into it. So, like Direct to Drive, if you sell it through Direct to Drive or Impulse or Gamersgate, you have to install Steam to play the game because the whole game is run on Steam.
See, you know what? And didn't I say, maybe it was on Live on 3, but at one point I said that this whole Modern Warfare 2 thing could get nasty because I thought it was all going through Steam. And they were like, no, that's not the case, because I was like, dude, what if a new Counter-Strike comes out and that's the way they're going to do it? They're going to follow the same model. So I think that's true. I think that this is some sort of collaboration between the two.
I mean, do you think Activision would just be like, we're back in Steam? That's going to be our go-to portal. We're going to make that shit the number one source because I already think
they might as
Steam's
well.
pretty damn close to monopoly I mean, I mean,
Are
the
you
other ones
kidding
are
me?
there.
They already are.
The other
dude.
ones are there, yeah, but Steam is just like where it's at. And
Look, Direct to Drive is around because they created I think that they already sort of had this like fan base embedded. Even like Steam got all of the CS
isn't Direct
guys
to
and all
Drive
the.
IGN. It just like kind of took all the IGN followers.
Yeah,
in a
I
way.
think that they just like had this like because
Base
who
built
else?
in.
Who aside from them do you know? I
get
know
really excited.
one
I've
other.
never heard of this Gamersgate or Impulse.
Impulse is Stardock. Impulse is fucking
all
demigod. So I hear about them every goddamn day when they send me a freaking email, and I'm just like, oh, you made a shitty game.
I actually like the fact that Steam isn't real obtrusive on your mailbox.
I will give Stardock, the Impulse, one thing. It is like graphically appealing. Like even Steam today is kind of like,
It's just an HTML page.
yeah,
inside
I
a
know,
freaking
right?
applet, yeah.
Like Impulse is at least kind of nice. I'm not recommending it to anyone. No, I'm giving it all right. But
this next story,
Go
not
Steam.
that we didn't expect it, but Band Hero came out this week, dude, and you're gonna hate me, but it's freaking full of like all the radio pop songs. So it's just like a whole new genre of music. Like I'm not gonna go drop no $60 or buy the full kit, but part of me was still excited to check it out. But apparently you have to be ready for like heavily edited lyrics. Like they've taken out any like really
Oh God.
random shit. Like a dude saying, you know, I was rubbing on the bedpost, and it just says like I'm rubbing on the, like they bleeped the word bedpost, and like really weird shit that they did to lyrics. And they said if you're gonna buy this, be prepared to. It's like super kids bop. So I'm just kind of like warning people who do kind of
yeah.
I'm
have
Chris
a guilty
Hansen with
pleasure for
Dateline
pop,
NBC.
that you
it's
might have to avoid
the
that
Chris
one.
Hansen version, apparently, huh? It's got Taylor Swift in it.
Tell me if this last
Right?
one.
Whoa, wait, we're not done talking about Band Hero
Oh,
yet,
I
dude.
forgot how excited you were for it. Keep going.
No,
because the
I-
Taylor Swift model looks awesome.
Well, I mean, like,
not only that, but Adam,
are you
Adam
bummed
Levine
because
Vine
it's
5 is in
I
it,
mean,
dude.
even djHERO has some editing in it.
You know, I
Yeah,
was
it
listening
does.
to
I
some of the
noticed
DJ Hero before, and I thought that was kind of obnoxious. It's distracting.
What do you mean?
It's distracting when you know.
Well, when
you know
you're
they were bleeping
playing,
ass
you're
from
busy
one of the
playing
songs,
the
where it was
game,
like
though, and
a
you don't
main
really
rhyme to the
notice.
song was the word ass. and
Whatever, dude.
Hearing it bleeped, it was just
How many
off-putting.
times have you listened to that fucking Fatboy Slim, Eminem? Hi, my name is to
And
But what
Slim
I mean,
Shady,
yeah, I know what you're
and
talking about.
it edits out the I don't give a funk.
Oh
every
yeah.
song that like mixes
Can
with
I
that
just tell
does
you
this-
something?
What?
Go back and listen to it again.
What?
It bleeps that funk, but there's 50 million other fucks in the song.
Oh,
That's just one of those
I don't
parts of
think
it.
so.
But I mean, just be ready for you. Just it's noticeable. I
Are
mean, I'm not
you-
saying it make you stop and listening, but it's noticeable, and it's going to be really
I'm not
noticeable
interested
in this game.
Band Hero. I haven't really looked at the track.
I'm
list,
interested
but-
to know, can I buy it or rent it?
and then
I
just
drop
put all
$5
your-
and download most of the songs into my Guitar Hero 5. That's what I'm all about, baby.
Man, F you, and then you play it one time, you piece of
Heck
shit.
no, dude. We'll
All
play that
right.
for several minutes.
All right.
This
Next.
last one, I don't know.
Next.
A lot of people are geeks about it, dude. We're probably going to pass on it.
What do you mean? Are you saying we're like you're putting me
No,
in here?
as in our next game coming
What do
out,
you mean? But you said we're probably
we're probably
going
going to pass on it.
Dude, are you kidding me?
I mean, is there like no doubt in your mind?
Well,
Or are you thinking maybe I'll try it to see if I can
Dude,
do
I
virtual
think-
farming in it?
I think that this has got to be one of the greatest MMOs that's going to come out since Star
Some
Wars
people,
Galaxies.
I guarantee you, there are people praying that this will be as good as Star Wars Galaxies. But Star Trek
Yeah.
Online got an official launch date of February 2nd, which is actually pretty damn close for an MMO that I've seen very little about.
You know what? I got to tell you, now's the time that I pop in here. I knew that this game was coming out. At PAX, I did the Alienware booth, and so I was right next to Star Trek Online. And I did not, I did not play it, but I watched it several times. And I don't know, like, on one of the shows I had mentioned that, you know, the ship stuff was really fucking cool. Like, it looked great.
I heard it's supposed to be full ship
Like,
and on foot.
Yes. Then like there was an away team mission, and like I watched these four guys like get together. They were all playing right there, and then they saw their first enemy, and it was like, pew. And they all pull out these
I do
weak-ass
remember you tell
fucking
me that everyone's
lasers.
shooting a
And
little
I'm
phaser.
like, what? You know, like what the fuck? Where's like the little fucking proton axe at home dude breaks out and starts you know. So it really is true to like Star Trek. I think I don't know that you're gonna, like. You really got. It's going to be like a lore. It's going to be like appreciating sort of even Star Trek is like simple science fiction is what I like to call it.
What they are considering their built-in fan base, since all the people who play computers apparently love Star Trek, even though I think it's like the worst shit ever invented. I mean, thank God for J.J. Abrams. I mean, that one I can tolerate, but I'm not a fan of Star Trek.
Well, they're writing off of it.
I mean, and I like 2 minutes of part 2 where that bug comes out of that dude's ear. But that's it. Star Trek, you could forget about it for me.
What about Trouble with Tribbles?
Dude,
I don't even know
what about the part where
it's a little
Scotty is in
awesome.
4, Scotty is on Earth because they went back in time and he's trying to use a Mac computer and he's like,
no, what's the one? What's the one?
Hello, computer.
What's the one that has the whale? Is that the one with the whale?
Yes, that's the one with the fucking
where the
whale.
whale
That one was freaking
Come on.
Oscar gold.
Yeah.
They got robbed that
My
year.
favorite one was where Siler plays Spock.
I was going to say, thank God
That's
for
my
JJ
favorite.
because I could tolerate
That's my
that Star Trek.
favorite.
That was a decent one. But the rest is bullshit. But do you think it'll be big?
I love Spock.
What are you throwing down right now? Failure? Think it's going to be Conan in a couple
years?
It'll be
Super
big
cult
because of its
following.
name.
Yeah.
But whether it will last is going to depend on whether or not it's a good enough title.
I mean, I don't even know what to compare it to. I was going to say, do you think it'll be like WoW big or like, but what else?
No,
is
it
there
won't.
Any other?
It won't
How
be
would you
WoW
fill in
big.
that blank? Is it going to be WoW big? Or
No,
like,
there will be
is there
some
any other big
crazy-ass
online
Trekkies.
game right now?
It'll be.
Even Ion didn't do amazing numbers. Champions is freaking bragging. We
No,
made
but-
a million shit, but we didn't tell you only 30,000 people.
No,
over
I think
there.
there's a lot of games with quite a few people playing and one game with a fuckload of people playing.
And that's WoW.
Yeah. So I don't think it'll be WoW. No, I don't. So, a Japanese publication polled 500 men between the ages of 13 and 40 about which games have caused them to cry.
I can't believe they even had responses for this.
In descending order, Mother 2, Clannad, which Clannad
what is that?
like Clannad is one of those like dating story friend like games, dude. Yes, Force.
All right.
Forrest has totally actually played it. He's just pretending.
Well, I mean,
That's
they're
a
just
game
like, it's
that
just
he
like a
would never
picture with
play,
text,
but
text,
he
text,
goes
text,
like
text.
he says
I
that
can't
because he
believe my
knows
crying.
that I would probably play it.
No, that he
Final
would know
Fantasy
about what
11,
it is.
Dragon
7.
Quest 5, and Final Fantasy 10.
Dude, why would you
or
ruin
X.
the best one?
What?
You heard him say Final Fantasy 11, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Let's say 11.
I cried when someone logged into my account and stole my ring.
Stole all my stuff.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 7. I mean, that's the only game I could ever think of in my life ever playing where you might get a little bit emotionally attached to losing someone.
I can see Final Fantasy X too.
So I posted.
But what happens in 10? Does anyone big die?
Well,
I mean, I think I was all huggy, lovey-dovey through the whole thing.
no. See,
no.
You're just supposed to be
because
happy that you've
it's
solved
not
the world.
real, dog.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sad when like
Squall's not. No, not Squall. What
Oh
was
my God,
Titus?
dude.
Titus, dude.
go learn some Final
He's,
Fantasy, dog.
Yeah.
He's not real at the end of it. I don't remember that bullshit. I'll tell you, that's how freaking much it hurt me or touched my heart. I don't remember what you're talking about.
Sorry to anyone who is like, man, I'm just getting ready to start Final Fantasy X next week.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
I won't ruin the freaking fact that I got a little jerked up when Sora was holding Mickey's
You got
hand
what?
at the end of
Kingdom
jerked
Hearts.
up.
I
I
put
meant
a
to say
I
teared
put a
up, but where'd
thread.
jerked up come from? I did not jerk off.
I
to
put a
that scene.
thread
That was
on.
Freudian.
I did not. Stop. I didn't. Stop thinking
Freudian.
that.
On eg365.net about other games that people have cried over. As listed, there was some Icos, some Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
I put Final Fantasy VIII on there for all the lovers out there. There was Metal Gear Solid 4, which actually people were talking about some certain scenes and some of the scenes between like Otakon and Snake and some of the decisions etc.
And the 5-hour-long funeral at the end, which made me cry. I'm like, oh my God, is it gonna end? Is it ever gonna end? I remember that.
Some people
I
did
remember
say
that.
Metal Gear Solid 3, but almost everyone did say RPG. So, Dira, has there been any games that have made you go?
Oh, definitely. Like Final Fantasy X. I don't think I got like cried. I don't think I actually cried, but I was like, oh. I'm trying to think that in Xenosaga 2, I think was that the one that was on the cube?
No, that was
Wasn't-
PS2. Skies of Arcadia was a big game.
Skies of
too.
Arcadia, definitely.
Made you cry?
No, it was sad. Like Don't cry out. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not as
because I mean that was when
emotional
I
as
cried. Where like, oh my god, I only made it a half of a
Forrest,
centimeter
I
before I got another
know.
random battle.
I know that you have never cried during a game.
I have not. I have cried out of frustration
cried
with
out
some
of
Forrest
of
is
it.
like-
Forrest is definitely going to be the macho, and Edward's probably never cried.
Well, I mean,
No,
most of those scenes I'm
Hutch-
just like,
or-
get through it so I
yeah.
can get to the next one.
I can not only say that I've cried during a game, but I actually not necessarily always because of the content. Like and this happens to me in movies too, and this is sort of a confession, but like
Watch for the gay moment.
I will be so like amazed at what I am seeing or like what is happening that like I will get emotional because of it. I will say like even District 9 had a few moments
District
where
9.
I was like,
cried at District 9.
and it wasn't. This
With
was
the
like
little metal flowers.
this was
at the end.
before I was.
that got me jerked up.
This was even before like all that happened. It was like, oh my! Like I completely expect to at the very beginning of Avatar to like be fighting back some like tears of oh my god,
kind of like Starship Troopers when you see the bugs attack and you're just like, oh my god. This is
yeah,
just
like
heaven.
you experience that for the first time. Like I've definitely had those types of moments in games. So there's been a lot of games. Like there was probably a couple moments of Uncharted where I was just like, oh my god, like
so beautiful.
oh my god, yeah, okay, I'm good now. I'm good, but it's always got to be an RPG because it's got to have some story. But yeah, other than like Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, which like really, maybe the Last Guardian will do something because it's always about what's up, Schizo. It's always about the attachment to characters. Anyway, we'll keep on. And
I
if
can
you want
attach-
to, what? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like I think that's like I get totally attached to like characters and like especially
that's
like,
what it is.
they enter
yeah.
or they exit and you're like, oh, I kind of want him back.
Yeah.
Like or her or whatever.
I was just thinking, does the Red Ring of Death count as a game? I cried at that one.
For you, I said that will count. That'll be the only time when a console
That
dies.
was pretty sad.
All right, so Hollywood has this process, guys. So you make a movie, you screen it to a bunch of people, and they mark down everything that sucks or perhaps is like really fucking awesome about it. So because these people, of course, are qualified to make movies. It's led to great things for movies. It's also led to absolute fucking devastation. So, more importantly, it's the audience who will pay money to watch those movies, and that's why they do these little screenings. So these are important. So, according to Jerry Bruckheimer, little fucking lightning tree.
Everything he touches,
everything.
dude, is just gold.
It's like, and then a tree blows up. The guy who is going to convince us that Prince of Persia is a white dude named Jake claims that the Prince of Persia film is, quote, screening great. No, better than great. They are also surprised at how well women or how much women are enjoying the film.
All I have seen about the movie is freaking Jake Gyllenhaal shirtless with like water splashing off him and shit. I'm just like,
Can I
gagging
be
with
honest
the freaking
right now?
spoon.
Yeah.
Can I be honest
Does he
right
look
now?
hot?
Does it look gay or are you
That
like?
movie looks bomb.
Does it?
See, like,
And it might be because I absolutely love Jake Gyllenhaal from Donnie Darko and many other things he's done.
but it's like the Prince of Persia. It's a bunch of white dudes.
He's
like,
got dark
seems
eyebrows.
designed
That
for women.
counts.
It seems
No, it's
designed
not.
more
It's
for
gonna be
women than the
awesome.
gamer.
Like I think it's.
I am Jake Gyllenhaal.
I think that they did suck like probably a lot of the like hardcore game aspect out of it, but I still think it's gonna be like an entertaining movie. Like I don't think it's.
I
Gonna
heard
be
the
Alright,
movie.
hold
I heard
on.
the movie
bomb.
features bosses.
What?
That's what I heard. Jordan Mechner, the guy who wrote the script, was like making comments about how, I've tried to incorporate things like bosses into the movie. That's not automatic sell to you, dude.
At the bottom of the screen, there was like a boss like health
God.
meter.
Yes.
wants to hear
It stops.
about
Each
enough.
chapter's broken into like levels.
Yeah.
Level 1.
If
And
it's
the
if
camera
it,
goes behind him, and Jake's just like.
what?
Or go sell
yeah,
shit.
and it's gonna
Sell
like
shit
a
for
fucking
a
life
minute.
bar will show up and
Yeah,
he'll
like
drop
the
some
boss
orbs
health
that
bar.
his nipples will absorb and shit while he's like wet and
Leave it to you.
all
to
the
go
girls
should
are
go.
like,
We should
Leave it to you to
totally
envision
go.
that shit.
Prince of Persia, I'm gonna go play this game.
A
And
lot.
then be like, activate the nipples of time.
Oh my god.
He's always like, I'm the Prince of Persia.
How many times have you rewatched that trailer? Like-
I've never seen it, so I don't know. I would
I, was
probably
gonna
be
say, I
like,
didn't even know there was a trailer
Oh my
out. You're like so
God,
obsessed.
dude.
You're
No,
already,
like,
trying
I'm
to
pretty
pre-screen
sure
this shit.
Nice
This
guy
is
and I,
the
when we went to some movie, that there was like a trailer
bomb,
for it because I was like,
It's been a while since anything's dragged me to the theater.
P.S.
Maybe
That
I don't
Ninja
know.
Assassins.
All right,
Who doesn't want to see Ninja Assassins?
that does look
awesome.
kind of cool, but I
It
won't see
looks
it in the
lame,
theater.
dude.
You look lame.
So this year sort of feels like the year where there have been a bunch of games that have surprised me, or maybe even that I didn't totally expect to play. But I have this feeling that 2010 is going to be a very similar year, and I'm already seeing the first game that has me going, "What the fuck? This wasn't on my radar." Now, Forrest tells me, like, "Dude, we've talked about this game," and I guess that just goes to show, like, you know, look at the games that get press. We still if I read about Assassin's Creed 50 times in a news day, I want to fucking
times, yes.
you know, throw up. But then I like see something on this, I'm like, oh, like, bleep,
Haven't
I'm
heard of
putting it
that
on
one.
my radar. Like, you know, maybe I have heard about it, but 2010 is going to kick off with the release of Darksiders, which is about one of the Force Horsemen of the Apocalypse War. And not only does it have a very dark and destructive, like, sort of environment and look, it also features some good voice actors, including Mark Hamill, and a very interesting story and environment. So the kicker is that the devs are calling their own game a badass version of Zelda.
And have you seen the
Whoa.
shots of it? Because
Yes,
it looks
like I've
badass.
seen
You on your horse, freaking
Riding
looks
on the
wicked
horse,
as hell.
owning people. Apparently, the puzzles are supposed to kind of feel very Zelda-ish. But this game, like, the look
And it's
of it,
made
like,
by, from what I understand, a small kind of independent studio that just sort of took it upon themselves to do their own thing and said, we'll find people to market it after we're done making it. And I like that.
Yes, and I saw the screenshots. There's some other screenshots, and there's this one screenshot of the war, one of the Four Horsemen, and he looks like a guy in like tier 4 epic fucking PvP WoW
He does.
armor, but then he's like in the middle of New York. And, like, shit is blowing up around him and meteors are fun. I'm like,
That
oh.
sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Like, that
sign
kind
me
of
up.
shit is right out of, yeah, exactly. Sign me up. So, I just have this feeling 2010 is going to have a lot of those. And, I mean, don't get me wrong. 2009 still has a lot of great games left. But I'm definitely looking forward to that one. So, that's it. We kind of run low on time. Let's do Ratchet and Clank real quick.
We ready?
Yeah. I've got some.
Ratchet and Clank.
What do we?
What do
Easy
we
Street Wheat Beer.
Oh, wheat. How appropriate.
How appropriate. We're doing Ratchet and Clank Future. Then we'll do djHERO.
We are going to do. I want to do Crack in Time, the new one.
Yes.
I don't want to do the old one.
Ratchet
Can
and
I-
Clank Future, A Crack in Time.
Okay. All right. Oh, the other one's called Ratchet and Clank Future. I told you.
Tools of
I
Destruction,
told you already
motherfucker.
that this one.
Get
like,
up on that shit. I looked that shit up.
I told
make
you already
sure.
that this one looked very similar to the old one, and maybe it's because
Oh.
it freaking carries the same
I get
title.
it.
This is just a new
The joke's
chapter
on me.
in it.
Joke's on me. What?
I wanted to let it melt their faces before I talked about it.
Oh, my God.
But it's not coming. So Ratchet and Clank, guys, I will say right off the bat, if you played the last Ratchet and Clank for the PS3, you've pretty much played this game. If you played Ratchet and Clank for the PS2, any of the 3 or 4 versions, you already know a great deal of what to expect. So right away, you have to ask yourself, do you like Ratchet and Clank? If the answer is yes, you've loved everything the series has done so far, then this game will be right up your alley. And I truly believe that it is another faithful continuation of the series. Now, what the game doesn't do, what I wish it do was push huge boundaries. We're not going in any kind of new directions with the franchise, but what it does is it takes the mechanics that it's had for years and is like really refine them to the point of, we know what gamers like, dude, and we're going to give you more of it. It's going to be a better version of it, and here you go.
Can I ask a question right off the bat? Is it kiddie? Like, is
It's
it
no more-
maintain a guy,
It still has
13-year-old love it and a 30-year-old?
art style. It has an art style, that definitely appeals to the younger set. But at the same time, it has some of those mature jokes that you appreciate, as well as some of the game references. And if you followed the characters for years, they kind of have, the banter that they've built over the years.
Okay.
And there's some mature themes to it,
Right.
to what's going on. A lot of the death of the father, revenge, a lot of darker stuff. But it could fit easily in the everyone market.
Okay.
I mean, but that doesn't stop the fact
Just
that
curious.
what reigns true here is that they definitely put gameplay first. It's always been a game that's been about really tight gameplay, and they've maintained that. Graphically, it's really not a huge step up. Much like Resistance to Resistance 2, it wasn't a huge improvement. This one's sort of even less of an improvement. But that's not saying that it looks bad, because actually it's one of the best looking platformers you'll play.
And in all fairness, like, they were able to whip this one out pretty quickly.
I didn't know it was coming that
to the
fast.
last
Yep.
one, right? I
Yep.
mean, like that's the benefit of using a new the same engine.
So, I mean, if you played the first one, you know Pixar-like graphics is what they've always shot for, and they get it. I mean, they're pretty damn close in a lot of their scenes, and, you know, the gameplay actually matches the full motion video that they use a lot of pretty darn well. I mean, we're
It
going
does look
far,
amazing,
but it's not really huge from the first one that you played.
right.
So, but just know you're going to get more of the same awesomeness. What they've done is they've taken a lot of the gameplay mechanics from the last one, and like I said, tightened them up. What's great about this game is it's one of those games where every 5 minutes something is leveling up. Like, the way they do it is you're constantly switching between a huge array of weapons because your ammo is limited, so they're constantly wanting to change weapons. Well, all those weapons level up. Well, as they level up, you also find construct mods, which let you further upgrade and enhance your weapons. So you're constantly searching for bolts throughout the entire city to get money, as well as searching for upgrade kits that will upgrade certain weapons, as well as your health levels up as you play and kill enemies and get XP. Your XP bar, your health bar gets higher. So it's like
Is it
every
leveling
few seconds.
by use, or are you collecting?
It's all
something?
use-based.
Okay.
It's all use-based. So you're shooting with your shotgun. Bam, shotgun levels up. I got to switch to my rocket launcher. Oh, my God, my rocket launcher leveled up during this round.
Dude, that's
Bam,
nice.
you know, my
Not
life.
having to switch stuff and this and that, or pick shit up and put it into that. I like that.
It is nice. And
Not that I'll ever play this, but
on top of that, you know, too, still, you're finding little dudes called, like, little zonies. If you guys played the last one, the zonies are back. They're these little aliens that are playing into the story. But as you collect them, you're also leveling up your ship, which you use between levels. So
Which we
there is
just
just
saw a little
all
bit of.
kinds of shit going on in your ship now. It used to be like huge, almost like Star Fox type stages, you know, where it's very preset. But now you actually can fly around all these worlds in the outer space, and they've given you a lot of upgrades. Like you get turbo boost, then you get different kinds of special weapons. So not only are you switching between all these different special weapons on the on-foot combat, now your ship is equipped with all these different special weapons. So they've put a lot of thought into, like, how can I make the game player feel like he's constantly being rewarded. And that's what these guys do so well, is even when I kind of think I'm done, they've hooked me and given me an excuse to keep going. So the way this game works is it's kind of like the similar one. Ratchet and Clank aren't really together. They're still not together. I'm pretty close to the end, and we've never come together as one unit. And that was sort of the same as the last one. Now the games are sort of broken into Ratchet is his own game style. Clank is his own
well,
game
isn't
style.
there supposed to be one more? Isn't this actually like set out to
Part
be
of a trilogy? Well, I mean, I hope so, because you kind of miss the banter that they constantly had back and forth. That's
Right.
missing from this game. What they've done is they separated it into two different stories. So you play a Ratchet story, and then it switches to Clank's story. So Ratchet's story, what is awesome is you used to go to a world and then follow all the different objectives that they had within the world. Well, now this one sends you to a space system. And within this space system, there's all different kinds of little planets floating around that you can fly up to and land on. So all these different space stations give you all this different stuff to try and collect. So there's a whole bunch of mini missions as well as the big story missions. It's almost like a bunch of mini sandbox stages, you know, where you can kind of choose to go your own path and collect these little side items. And they've given you a lot of variety in that, as opposed to just going to the next story.
And here's the
unit.
construction stuff,
This,
by the way.
every
which
weapon it has a huge lineup of weapons, and every weapon comes with this special cutscene that you see. So even though you're playing a lot of the weapons you've played before, they still give you an interesting spin on it, as well as letting you enhance with components, lets you play the same guns that you've used through several games, but put new spins on them. And they have given you a ton of new weapons in this game. Ratchet and Clank have always been about the weapons that you get, and they don't let you down here. A lot of the weapons feel the same, just kind of like really nifty versions of shit you've done in the past, but that doesn't make them any less enjoyable to constantly switch between. So I love that fact that you're still constantly switching between the weapons, and guys, you are constantly getting a new weapon. You know, as well as collecting bolts to buy new weapons, you're getting new weapons for the story. You're also getting new special equipment, like the hook shot, or Ratchet gets what I love in this game, boots, speed boots, where you can actually turbo through stages that you can throw on, hover boots, which is awesome. You get a water gun, which at first I'm just like, this is just a basic water gun, but then you see how at some point you're sucking up water, then you're sucking up sap, and then you're sucking up pollen, and then you're sucking up oil to use on machines. So they just give you lots of different uses for shit, and there's constantly something new to do in the game, and I like that. You know, a lot of the old favorites, the championship arenas where you just go through 5 to 15 harder and harder stages all return. The gameplay is still tight as ever. You know, what I would say to those who are on the fence about it is, if you've loved the Ratchet and Clanks in the past, you're going to love this one. If you were on the fence and, you know, you're just like, it's just all right, this one isn't going to make you say, oh my God, they finally added what I've always wanted. You know,
I need to play this game.
but what they have done is they have nailed down their formula. They've made each one enjoyable. I love it just as much as I've loved the last ones. And to me, this is a must-play if you're a fan of the series. Like I said, if you're not a fan, this isn't going to convince you. But, you know, it's still a good excuse to show off your TV because this game still looks hot. You know, it's addictive. There's tons of shit always going on. And I really like that. So I'd say, fan of the series, go for it. If not, you know, there's other games coming out. I mean, what else can you say about that?
I
told you that I couldn't stop playing it all week. I mean, I was hooked on it.
See, you know, the thing that's always interesting and the reason why, you know, every time one of these games comes out, I can always expect Force to play it is that he's usually into the whole Jacks and Daxters and the Ratchet and Clanks and, you know.
Part of me loves that old school platforming. Like, I love that gameplay where it really tests your reflexes.
And you kind of get to, like, kick some ass, right?
You know what I didn't really mention that I was trying to talk to you before, too, is, you know, every game Clank gets his set of stages, and they try to base on something you've played in the past. And the last game, Clank was kind of like a real-time strategy, you know, sending certain units to go do certain stuff. And in this one, they've really played on that time concept that you find in the theme. Whereas like a Clank stage, like I told you, is like you'll get to a stage and you'll be like, there's 6 different buttons that you have to hit to open the door. And what you have to do is you have to figure out how can I get Clank to touch like 4 or 5 buttons, and then I record my action. And then I do something else and record the action. And they really play with time where you're using your head. You're like, oh, my God, I can only have 3 shadows of myself running around, and I have to activate 6 to 8 buttons. A little
Braidish, it sounds
how can it is very similar to that concept. And those stages were really neat. And it's one of those games, too, where you feel good after you beat it. Like, damn, you know, I solved that shit. You know, and you kind of feel good about yourself. And it has that. I wish there were more of them. You know, the Clank stages, like I said, you have to play through a shit ton of Ratchet, and then you get a short Clank stage.
Right.
But they're enjoyable. It's a nice diversion, and you know those guys don't they don't just rest on their laurels. They actually look for how can we add new gameplay to the same formula we've had all these years. And I'd like to say the Clank stages add a new bit of spice to it too. So I really enjoyed that also.
Well, Renalo, right?
You know, I don't see myself becoming that guy that's obsessed with. Like I said, there's a shit ton of unlockables and stuff to find. If you're one of those guys who's like, dude, I love these games. I love trying to collect every single last item, you know, it's a purchase for you. But if you're one of those guys who just plays it to get to the end and enjoy the story, it's a rental.
And this is one of those games that's like, it'll do awesome in the holidays because, like, moms will just be picking this shit up because it totally looks like something.
You know, I really never thought this would happen from Sony because, you know, Sony nailed that Grand Theft Auto. They were like the hardcore machine. But Sony really, if you look at Uncharted and Ratchet and Clank, they have 2 absolutely freaking awesome games
that anyone can play and enjoy.
I mean, I love that aspect. I love my Modern Warfares, but I love this shit too. Stuff that I don't mind my kid coming sitting down and just like being mesmerized by for a while.
Right. Well, I'll never play it. You know, but like this
sucks
is the kind
too
of
because
thing
it's enjoyable. There was a day where you used to would have loved this shit.
You're absolutely right, dude. There is, and you know what? Like I look forward to like that, you know, and it's coming quick, dude. It's coming quick. Where James is going to be able to play something like this. You know, like that will be when I will finally get this game. When like I'll be able to buy both of them in a pack for $20, you know, and then he'll be 5 and he'll be able to play it perfectly. But I think I'm to the point now where it's just like I want something more. But I think it's awesome that you've kept up with the series. And Dira, is this a no play for you? I mean, like
there was a time where your man he was the one who actually turned me on to Ratchet and Clank. I saw him playing it first.
Really?
Yeah, I remember him saying what the heck was going on. I won't describe the circumstances.
Nice guy, Ed.
But there was a time where he was into it.
So, all right, a rental as Force, who is always up on these types of games. So it's definitely not shit, but these guys start, you know, they're always producing good stuff, man. You know, that's why I think it's so funny to talk about Rare. Because it's just like, you know, Rare is not done.
Naughty Dog and freaking Insomniac have gone so far past
They've
Rare.
got it down, too, you know, and it's just like, I'm not trying to be a PS3 fanboy, but I am just gonna say, like, for all those guys that are just like, it's so hard to program on the PS3. Like, you just look like there's some unbelievable examples of where
keep
it's
in mind, too, these guys talk about how
idiots.
60 frames per second constantly with all this shit going on. And
we want to make it better.
What they do.
You know, and these are the guys that want to make it better.
Sony has the ace freaking first-party developers, I think. I mean, they have some pretty G guys working for them. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Halos in the Gears of War.
By the way, did you see the Halo Reach leaked shots?
No. Did you?
I did.
And
You want to know what the big deal about it is?
What?
It's a whole new engine, dude.
a good engine?
It looks pretty fucking amazing.
Awesome, dude.
It's a whole new fucking engine.
I'm ready for it.
Which means probably Halo 4, Halo like Natal, Halo fucking before Reach, Halo after Reach, Halo after Master Chief marries that virtual chick that everyone wants them to.
That's
have
the only
sex
words we'll
in
ever hear him
fan
say is
fiction
like,
and-
I do.
Yeah, I do. All right, so yeah, Ratchet and Clank, there it is.
So let's hear about.
You know what? I gotta admit, like, I'm upset.
I can't believe you're not just like biting at the chomp to talk about it.
Oh
You're not
my
like,
God, I
"Forrest,
am.
Get this over with.
I
dude.
am.
Get this over
But
with, dude. I want to talk
first,
about DJ
before
Hero.
before we go into it, I just like I'm still so shocked that you haven't. I mean, you got a chance to play it. Like, just I want to hear what you thought just based off the couple songs you played.
And I have to be honest with you. Part of me was saying just go out and buy it, but then the part of me was saying, you dumbass, you ordered the $100 version of Modern Warfare. I mean, like, I could easily credit card it, but what's that doing? I'm just screwing myself in the future.
So it's really not a matter of
It's hitting
interest.
at a shitty time.
Okay.
It's
I got it.
it's dollar. It's all dollar. It's
Okay,
all dollar
fair enough.
signs that's keeping me from it.
A couple of things that are interesting about this particular review, djHERO for the 360 and the PS3. Number one, it's actually going to be reviewed by a current DJ and someone who has DJ'd in the past. Myself and, of course, Dira, currently DJing. That's kind of nice.
This is like a legit review, guys.
Yes. Also, for the first time, I have no downloadable content of djHERO. I actually have all content of me playing. And I know everyone will love that.
Woohoo!
Yes. So
Instead of seeing like smooth gameplay, we get to see.
you get to see awesomeness
gimped
because I
version.
fucking am raping
totally
the leaderboards.
showing off.
I'll show you.
Showing
I'll
off.
show you for us after the show.
It's pretty
There's
wicked.
leaderboards.
My leaderboard.
There is leaderboards.
Domination. Yes.
It's too bad I'd never look at a PS3 leaderboard in my life.
Before we get to some of our footage, real simple. djHERO, obviously coming from Activision of the Guitar Hero franchise. I want to make a statement before we get started, and those who know my sort of gaming history, many of you do, some of you don't. I played a shitload of DDR. And I even played more DDR than I played Guitar Hero when it first came out. I
Dude,
was
he dressed up
enamored
like a
by it.
freaking robot and dancing a DDR con. He was a nerd, guys.
And
I'm
I
telling you, he was a
fucking
big
won.
loser.
Won competitions in DDR.
Schooled those 8-year-olds.
That's right.
He kicked their asses.
You better fucking believe it.
Grown man
dude,
dressed like a
dude,
robot. and there's
anytime
like
you get
8-year-olds
paid,
competing
and
against.
they're like, "You won $125." I'm like, "Pay me in tokens, motherfucker." And they're like, so anyway, yeah, I played the shit out of DDR. I made my own DDR pads. Like, I was constructing crazy shit. I played the Dreamcast versions, the PlayStation versions, the PS2 versions. I don't have a current version, but that's okay because these types of games have definitely like taken over for me, you know. I can say without a doubt that djHERO for me is the greatest music/rhythm game that I have played since Dance Dance Revolution. That's partially because of the music, but it's also because it's got a really innovative controller and the gameplay is also equally innovative. So I'm going to just come out of the gate and say right now, you know, djHERO is a 10 in my book. Like, you can't. Is it like as great of a game as Uncharted? If you are a fan of music games, it actually might be. But there's no doubt, like, the amount of hours I've already put in this game, for me, it's a 10. From music to gameplay,
I was going to say, if you look at it from a
everything,
music aspect, with the
boom,
way we grew up,
10.
I mean, it would be a 10 if we were just grading music. Like, I can't speak to gameplay as much as you guys can, but from a soundtrack standpoint, this is the best the
It's
music
like
genre's ever had, dude.
There are so many songs in Rock Band and Guitar Hero that I will avoid, that I just won't play. I'm like,
yes,
you know what?
only play to get through them.
But just throw it at me. I don't care what you pick, Force. I'm gonna fuck it up. It's gonna sound awesome.
I agree.
I don't know how they're gonna do it, but Dira, your initial thoughts on this? I know you were really excited last week. You came over, you got a chance to play a couple songs. So tell me about your djHERO experience, and then as a DJ, like, sort of what you think.
Honestly, yeah, I went and bought it after, I think it was quite literally a couple days after I played it here. I went out and got it, and I took it home, and I was super stoked, and I got it up, and I set it up, and I was playing, and I was doing the little Grandmaster Flash like tutorial thing, and that was fun.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, because
like,
he's like, you're a DJ, and I'm like, I know, thanks. Oh, cool.
Duh.
No, it was awesome because it was kind of cool. I was like, yeah, he's teaching me how to play. But no, it was fun. It was a ton of fun, and to start off, I want to say I would not give it a 10. But I would definitely give it a 9. And here's why it gets a 9 rather than a 10 for me.
Well, I gotta already know
Music.
that you're Ed's girl, so obviously I don't think any game
let me
can
guess.
ever get a 10.
You had a glitch where you had to restart the game, so you automatically dropped at a point.
Can I?
No.
Okay.
I do want to say
that is
though,
not why. And when you find out why,
remind
you're
me to
gonna
ask
know.
about my bug.
Okay.
Constant bug.
This my big beef with it wasn't a bug. There are a couple little issues, like when you actually scratch a real turntable with a real record, there's resistance because there's a motor pushing the record around. So there's like resistance when you pull back. When I first started scratching, I kept like flipping it.
Feels
And it
really
was
loose. I
spinning,
told
and I'm
Weed.
like,
I
holy
told Weed it
cow.
was sliding in my hand.
It
I couldn't
was
keep
too,
track of
and
it.
that's why I think I need to start doing that thumb thing like you were doing.
Yeah, that's why you had to teach me the
I'm so
thumb. It
used
was
to
difficult.
just scratching with like my
And I want to
center
comment
finger,
off
not
that because
like it was hard for me to get used to. Right now.
as a DJ or having those like muscle memory sort of things
Yeah.
in my head, when I first started playing this game, there were because also when you scratch, you use the crossfader a lot more on a real deck. You know, you're like
you
the
wouldn't
crossfader
be-
is half of what's actually making the sound of a
You're
scratch.
not just like flipping it around all the time.
Right.
It has to be perfect in the center. It's never like that
Right,
ever. You do that by
exactly.
ear. You do that by ear.
But the thing that was throwing me off is like, as djHERO is saying with resistance, and I know this is stupid because people are going to be like, it's a video game, but
I get it.
I'm just
It
saying,
is like
yeah.
like people who ask me like my friends are like, what do you think? And I'm like, Guitar Hero, guitar playing to Guitar Hero is DJing is to DJ.
Exactly.
Hero. It's
Exactly.
there are a lot of similarities, and it's a rhythm game. It's
Right.
a ton of fun, and like I've played guitar and I love Guitar Hero. Like it's definitely different, and like people who are like bomb shit at guitar trying to pick up Guitar Hero, it's like. Yeah,
I mean,
you're
some
not gonna
people
get it
are
right
really
away.
good, and some guys that play guitar I've seen have like no.
I will
ability
say
to
I
do it.
heard all this
Oh,
shit
for
about
sure.
how, dude, I played the shit out of Guitar Hero. I instantly felt at home on this. You know, I picked it up right away.
I in no way felt instantly
I
at home.
thought it
even
was a
though I
lot
played
more
it.
I have
difficult to
not
pick
heard
up than
that.
Guitar
It is-
Hero. Oh,
I have
everyone
not
I've read
heard that.
said because my Guitar Hero experience, I was able to jump right into
I
the
have
game.
not heard that,
I did
and I
not
don't
feel
believe
way.
that at all.
Maybe on like
On easy, where it's just
medium
pushing
or-
the buttons,
Right.
yeah.
I would say.
I was pretty bummed because it took me a while to get it down. I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta quit."
I will
DJing
tell you
'cause
that
I'm
might
a
have kept me
failure
from
at Guitar
instantly
Hero.
buying it.
I
The fact
raped
that I
that
had
game.
so much difficulty
You did.
controlling it
I
to begin
watched you
with.
rip that game.
I have
Watched
to
it.
admit, djHERO is one of those games that came out and like I have just fucking raped it, and I don't think there's as
It's a
many
raping
people
game.
playing expert. I mean, just based like I'm
No way.
I'm like top
That's
10
a limited
on
culture, dude. I mean, there were a
Unbelievable.
lot of people who like got into the guitar feeling right away, but this is different. I mean, this is a spot where I'm sure that you could shine big time, dude.
But my huge.
No, I was just gonna say. So also the soundtrack. This is one of the tracks that I did and that I actually really like. It's Daft Punk and of course Queen, and that's one of the great things about the about the soundtrack is that not only you get classic music, but you got a bunch of Daft Punk stuff. It's all great.
It makes you appreciate songs that you've heard a million times again.
Yes.
Like, when the hell would I ever listen to Ice Ice Baby? Or freaking Paula Abdul, but like when you hear the way
if
they
you
chop
come
it up
to
and
80s
mix
night,
it.
you might hear some Paula
No,
Abdul.
I won't say.
I did want to say one thing, djHERO, is like sort of bad habits is that, when you scratch on a real turntable, you also like have to help the record go again.
Right. You kick it
So,
with the bottom of your
right.
hand.
So like I found myself like
That's why I kept flipping
pushing the record more than I needed to, and then
Yeah,
like
for
losing
sure I
my.
did that.
But this was also a rhythm game that like over time, like every day, I was like, oh my god,
Getting a little bit
like,
better.
I'm like significantly
getting more
better.
and more. Yeah, I've noticed that too. But like I said at first, I was like, I was ready to like box it up and like throw it back. Like I was so frustrated at first, but I get angry pretty quickly. But I do want to say, I give the
Wow, how are you
music.
and Ed survive.
Anyway, I do give the music a 10. Like, I love DJ Z-Trip. I love, like,
Oh,
all
fuck
the
yeah,
different
dude.
music. I love the
The-
Daft
the
Punk. Like,
AM
everything
mixes
was
are
so
awesome.
bomb. Like, everything. There was, like, maybe 2 mixes, and I can't think of them right now, that I was like, yawn, when is it over? But every other song, I was like, oh, yes, this is fucking sweet, and, like, just going through it. It's fun. Awesome song. Awesome song. Awesome song. You want to know my biggest all-time beef with the game is?
What's that?
Like, Guitar Hero, like, you know, like, I've played for, like, several hours on end, and you look at a stationary object and it's moving up, like, that's fine. Like, there's a lot of flashy things, and you focus on that center part. But when I was playing this, I can only play it in that first venue. I can't go on and play it in, like, the club, or there's that bullshit street party thing or whatever. I can't play it because I get motion sickness.
This
Like,
game?
you actually,
Yes,
you
I
actually
do.
see the
Wow.
background because I've got to the
It's-
point where I play these and I have no idea what's going
No,
on.
there's
It's
a
not the
couple of
background.
strobe backgrounds,
It's the
too, that
strobe lights
fuck
and
me
when
up.
the camera spins, like it corkscrew
Right.
spins sometimes. And I was just like, I need to go get some Dramamine to keep playing this game. Like, I got it and I was like, finally started picking it up, and like 45 minutes in, I was just like, I gotta put it down. I gotta go outside, do something else.
Some people are asking like how I don't understand how this game is working. So I'm actually going to stop this video for a moment and just kind of like show you and explain, right? So just like Guitar Hero, you have 3, let's just say, lines, right? One represents the record. One represents each of the records. Right, and then the middle represents like a sample. You know, like DJs will have
Right.
like sample boards
Like
or
sound
something.
bites.
Right, exactly. And so basically, just like Guitar Hero and whatnot, you're trying to match to the different, to like the different buttons that you see that activate.
there's 1, 2, 3, green,
Right,
red, blue.
the record. Now, what you're seeing the left and right is actually then you using the crossfader to like shoot it, so that would be right, and then you're going to put it back middle, and then that means you're on the middle, and then you're going to go right again. So you're actually not only having to move it, but then you're also having to press these buttons. Now what the arrows are scratches, and what you have to do is you have to hold down the button, move the controller in like that direction, and then let go of the button. And actually, so, that was a rewind that you get after so many hits to like maximize your score. And this, I'm actually going to play a different video that might help a little bit more. And
Can
this
you
is
talk at all about, did it take you a while, that the crossfader, to find the middle position? Like, I had difficulty getting right back to the middle.
no, well,
And then you were like, well, grasp it with your thumbs and keep your palm up. Or
See-
you told me to do something.
I
maybe
grab it, and then like all I can say is that like I'm very focused on what my crossfader does, and like you'll see like with this song.
But how can you be focused
there's
on it when
some-
you're so busy trying to pay
Dude,
attention, like your buttons and stuff?
You
too?
know what? Like you usually got to see a song because I don't know how it just like once you
Muscle
just sort
memory.
of get it down, it is muscle
it's got to
memory.
come from experience, 'cause
And
that's
then-
difficult to
Well,
pick up.
Well, actually, the crossfader at Bergtop that I played is super loose, and it's not this tight, so I found, like, I had to push it a little bit harder, especially.
But like
I
you
put
said-
it between my fingers. I don't hold it with my finger and
You
thumb.
said
I
it's
put
kind
it
of
between.
forgiving when you mix for real, though, right? Like you
There
don't
you
have
go,
to be in
Mike.
the
Well,
exact
you
middle
do it
spot.
by ear. Yeah, no, it's basically blending. So you're like,
Does this
if you're,
game give you
let's
any
say you're
freedom
no,
hitting the middle?
No.
So you have to be right
On
in the
the
middle. Because that's
crossfader.
what I
'Cause
felt like.
otherwise
I
it
had to
gets
be in
that
the
No,
middle.
it gives you a little bit of
Thing.
freedom, dude.
A little bit, but not a lot. I mean, it's pretty like over, because there's only 3 points if you think about it.
So actually, I made a couple videos. Also because some people were asking, but I made the score bigger, and then obviously you can see like the actual hand motions of what you're having to do. So it's like it's half the crossfader and then half actually the platter, and you could see that this is basically like one of the last songs that you could play in the game on Expert. But you'll see like you're gonna get not only a lot of hits, but a lot of directional scratches, and then you're going to get a crazy amount of like crossfader action going on.
Because a lot of times they make you do like several rhythmic
Right.
like mixing with it. So it's like essentially you're pushing a button, but you're using the crossfader to do the rhythm rather than.
What I found difficult to pick up on was looking at the left side. Sometimes it appears on the right, sometimes it appears on the left. Like visually, I had trouble getting a grasp on that. as well as trying to think about like, the reds will constantly pop up where you just throw in your shout outs. How do I do those shout outs? Like it felt different. I mean, like I definitely need more time with the game to give it, its due justice, but it's tough. There's a lot of shit going on. I mean, and you gotta understand that Wheat's pretty amazing for doing what he's done because it is freaking difficult.
Yeah, this is actually quite a hard game.
Especially since the direction you scratch matters when you play at this level. I mean, it's not just constantly scratch up. You have to pay attention to where do I go up and down.
Suma asked the question, like, why do I use 2 hands for a rewind? Because the more the record spins, it will actually determine how further back the song goes. So as you use rewind, you'll like get more access to like a rewind. So I literally throw the platter and then I use I like take my hand off the crossfader so that I actually like can catch the record and line it back up. So
that was ridiculous, just to let you know. Watching that was ridiculous.
So yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of like little tricks you can do in this game. I've got to admit, like I'm sure, just like I've said this before with Guitar Hero, like I felt like having played guitar, I have some like it feels right to me. And I got to say, like DJing, even though I wasn't really a scratch DJ, I just like was familiar with the crossfader and shit. Like it's definitely allowed me to like do some things in this game that I wasn't like expecting to do.
The user's got to see for just a second. I love the fact that your star power lights up. But that button lights up to let you know when it's activated, because there were sometimes when I play Guitar Hero, I'm like, I wish I had a better.
It's not called star power, it's called Euphoria.
Oh, Euphoria. I'm sorry. I meant that. Let's drop the E power.
I play sitting, and I put the table on like a little like.
I put it in my lap.
I used
it actually
to play
sucks because Wheat's got to pull up a chair. He's got to pull up a little freaking table.
Yeah, I do. I pull up a chair and a
half
table.
the living room to play.
I totally do, dude. So yeah, like star power, there's Euphoria, and. I gotta say, this video turned out pretty good, dude.
You're just sitting here mesmerized by your skills. You're like, damn, I'm good.
Well, you know what? Before today, I didn't know how to make a mask in Vegas, so I learned something today. I fucking learned how to make both those.
Now I understand why we couldn't make it into work today.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, you had to make a freaking video to show off your freaking DJ Hero.
No, I'd
skills.
already been working on
I was
the videos.
like, he's trying to say, I wasn't playing DJ Hero. No, you weren't. You were freaking editing a video of yourself playing it.
You better believe it. And I'm going to make a fuckload more because Force, I am dominating the leaderboards right now. Dominating. So I have a couple of like bugs that happened to me in this game.
Yeah, what were those?
So one is that for some reason it only shows Suma on my friends list. That was almost a 500,000 song, by the way. So
wow, that's weird because I see lots of people on my list playing it.
No, I know, but like when I go filter scores, I only see Suma. Like I don't know, Jeff 1920 should be on there. 2 Times should be on there. Like Hybrid, like all of my friends that I've seen playing it should be on there. Can't figure out why. Also, I had some major skipping problems on the PS3.
Really?
So check this out. I went and I looked and I was like,
how we experienced that night we were playing.
I have 2 gigabytes free on my hard drive. So I went back, I deleted a bunch of shit, like a bunch of game installs that like I had Devil May Cry still on there and stuff. So I deleted all that shit. I was like back up to like 30 or something, and I've like not experienced the skip then. So
because I was actually going to kind of knock it for that because when we were playing, there was some noticeable. Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah,
that sounded off.
I've not like and today when I did it on the PC, because I was actually playing on the PC, I don't have any problems at all.
You were playing what, DJ Hero on the PC?
Well, I had to like capture all this footage. How the fuck do you think I did all that shit, dude?
What a bunch of bullshit.
What are you talking about?
Your day off. You're like, I had to work all day.
Dude, I was working all day.
Whatever.
Dude, I can multitask. Force.
Oh, I know. If there's
are you kidding me? This show gets pulled off every fucking week.
If it's something that benefits you, dude, you're all over it. I can see it. If I could make a video that made my shit look this good, I'd do it too.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm fucking proud that I'm dominating the leaderboards. I'm even checking on the 360 leaderboards to make sure that they don't have like some astronomical guys over there just making our scores look like shit.
And can you look at the 360 leaderboards?
No, they don't have them online yet. But I asked people who've got the game, and they just put them in a thread for me.
I got it on PS3 so I could play with Jude.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So tell us about the difficulty level that you've been playing on, Dira.
I've switched on up to hard. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of being a huge pussy at this game. It sucks and it's very frustrating, but like it's still fun for me though. And like I am, like you said, like progressing.
Right.
So, like it's like it's fun, and it's like I picked up Guitar Hero and I went straight to hard, then like expert, like Guitar Hero. The new one comes out, like I don't even bother like with the lower. I mean, unless I like feel like getting some achievement or points, money. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't
Rubbing
even,
off
like,
on you a
bother.
little bit.
See, now that you've got the PS3, I need you to come over so I can get the trophy of us playing
We should
together.
I
dude.
was totally gonna bring it, but I have to go to work right after this. I gotta
Oh,
go
well, that's
bartend.
okay.
You could have left
We'll
it
do
with
this.
me. I would have kept it safe.
I don't trust anybody with my djHERO, baby.
I will tell you that Renegade kit.
Yeah.
It's wicked, dude. That takes up a shit ton of shelf space.
The table
Man,
is
I
really cool,
want it.
dude.
Is
The
it?
Like Jordan bought it. Jordan, one of the guys that listens
Table
to the
folds
show.
up into the
Texas
stand
Jordan?
that holds the unit. It looks sweet.
Yeah,
I like the way that
the table
operates.
is like perfect. Like I would like to stand and play this game. I just
Yeah.
feel more
I
comfortable.
feel like it would be way better.
Especially at a higher level. Like I'm like
Well,
I
it's
had
just
to
so
put
much-
a mouse pad underneath the table because you have to do some like directional scratches. They had me like pushing like the even in this
Throwing it
video.
around.
I start with the turntable way back, and
it's
then
totally
you'll see it
shifting up
totally
there.
move forward because they got you doing some intense shit, dude.
And you think they must have just perfectly nailed the difficulty if you are able to still achieve like this at this level.
Ed is returned. What do you come back? He's like I got a few things to say, dogs. What's up, dude?
Rhythm or no rhythm, this game is gay as fuck.
Why, dude?
Do you not like
Why?
it in the
Because
background
you
of
know
your
what-
house better than
yeah,
the Guitar
dude,
Hero
no,
game?
and you know what? Here. You know why? Because fucking motherfuckers are gonna be throwing, hey dude, let's get fucking after hour, dude. Let's go to my house. And we're gonna fucking have a djHERO, dude. That shit.
We
Is that
play
now what you
Guitar
have to
Hero
deal with?
after hours too.
Yeah, motherfucker, real DJ throwing the djHERO.
It's 4
dude.
o'clock
We're
in the morning.
fucking-
What do you really care
everybody's
what's
a
going
motherfucking
on, dude?
superstar.
But everyone can play it then. Not everyone can get on a pair of turntables and fucking, like.
Not everybody wants
see,
it.
I think
Everybody
you're
on
a
a pair of
snobby fuck
turntables.
because you're sort of in the culture, and for whatever reason, I'm able to like take myself out of that.
yeah.
I mean, like.
Well, I know what you're saying.
Right?
I know what you're saying. I'm just
I'm
saying,
not
dude,
being
you
a
know,
total-
I don't like rhythm games the way it is. So this is just you're being sold into the whole Madden, dude. Like
No,
all of a sudden,
you're not.
Guitar Hero's the new Madden, and they're like, oh, you know what, dude, we need to change it up.
Look,
so
Ed,
let's do
Ed,
NFL 2K.
Can I say something?
I gotta say
It
that
is
there's
way
more
worse
skill.
than Madden.
There's way more skill.
No,
way
it's not.
worse.
Because you know what? Force. I know that you'd love to like, fuck around with DJing, but I also know that you wouldn't drop $1,000 for tables, a way to listen to it, and a bunch of records.
I
and blah,
meant
blah,
directly
blah.
from a label standpoint, the hero market. I love.
But see,
I'd rather. I wish
let's-
this would have come out before
Let me
Guitar
see
Hero.
what
To be
these
honest with
bitches
you.
are saying in the fucking channel on
What
the
do you
wall
mean?
on the board. Let's see what they're saying on the
What?
board.
It's right here.
Oh,
I don't
dude,
know.
you can't even read that fucking Justin TV
I know.
fucking shit,
I
dude.
can't, dude. It's too small. It's too small. I think you're a hater, Ed. I mean,
hater, dude.
I trust me, dude.
Do you know what comes out next? No,
course
not
I'm
next
a
week, but
hater.
pretty soon. I think it's 2 weeks away.
What?
Is freaking Lego Rock Band, dude.
Dude.
What?
I mean, like that
I didn't
will be
hear
right
No,
about
up
I
there.
that.
think
Oh,
it came
hell
out
yeah.
this week, dude.
Oh, did it come out this week? Lego
Yeah.
Rock Band. They also came out for the DS.
Ooh, hello.
So I mean,
Yeah.
that could be up Ed's alley.
So
It's out.
if you are a fan of this music, then I would say this game
Get the soundtrack for
is
sure.
the way to go. No, fuck that, dude. Just buy
But
the
I mean,
game, man.
if you don't
Fun
have a
as
system,
fuck.
I can see my friends, like even the guys downtown who like spin, liking the soundtrack. Like
Right,
if they don't
right,
have a console
right.
and don't play video
And
games.
you
You know
know,
what I wi-
for
I-
all those people that have friends that are DJ and whatever that are like, DJ.
Oh, I
you
have
tell them
all
to
the
go
DJs,
fuck
No,
themselves,
no.
okay?
Wait. All the DJs like downtown, like all my friends are like, oh yeah, so I saw on your Facebook that you got djHERO. I'm like, yeah, it's actually pretty. Oh yeah, sell out. Like what? Like,
Dude, you know
it's
what?
a
To all
fun
those
fucking
snobby
game.
fuckers, go fuck yourself. Exactly. It's a fucking game.
Like,
Not
I'm
only
not
that,
gonna
but the
bring it to
music
80s
and the
night.
artists that were brought
Sick of
together for it. I
fucking
just
I'm
hearing
not
that
gonna
bullshit.
like bring it to 80s night and like hook it up to the TV and just play the fucking mixes over and over. Like, no, it's
You
fun.
know what?
It is what it is.
Bottom-
It's a game.
You know
It's
what?
fun.
You
It's fun.
you
It's fun.
start
It's fun.
telling
It's
your
fun.
friends that A, they come over to my house and I will fuck them up on djHERO, and then B, we'll go back and I will still
Real
be able to
turntables.
match beats. Okay, I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to do it, but I will be able to fucking beat match, and then we'll see what the fuck is up. Because you know what? I just shattered their paradox. Someone who has DJ'd likes
They're
this
too
game.
cool for school. They're
fucking
too cool
awesome.
for school.
It's like, you know what, to me, like, and maybe this is just like a totally wrong philosophy, but like, I wouldn't feel bad if my kid was like, you know what, instead of learning how to play guitar, Dad, I'm just going to play some Guitar Hero. I'd be like, cool, you know what?
You're gonna learn
Because you're
rhythm
never going to
and,
be in a fucking
like,
band. You're
yeah.
never going to be fucking Van Halen or this
don't think
guy.
your son could be the
Wait,
next
hey,
Block?
way to support your kid, dude. What
Yeah,
are
you don't think he
you're
could
an
be the next
asshole,
Block?
dude.
What am I
Listen.
Hey, kid, you know what? I know
No,
you're fucking. I know
listen.
you can be anything when you grow up, except in
Whatever.
a band.
Whatever,
Fucking-
dude. I
you
knew-
can
He's
never
gotta
be
get into
president.
math.
You're
He's
fucking
Asian.
fucked.
Dude,
But
whatever.
I want to point
Math.
something
Don't
out.
come in
Hey,
and
let me-
fucking hijack my shit. Hold on,
let me
dude. I'm
point
fucking
something out.
serious. Like,
look,
if they
look
are
at the anger.
Listen to
that
the
I
tone of his
bring.
voice. He's obviously in a
Look
rant.
at the anger and like the
it's
fucking
not
life I
anger,
bring to this
it's
show.
just like you know,
life.
you turn it around, and it's
Or
like
just suck Jessica, suck it out.
I've played
No,
guitar.
you're
I've
great.
played fucking, you know, I've been on turntable. I've put that fucking money in. It's like, dude, I would rather my kid not spend that money, and like, you know, buying DJ here for $120 was way more value than me spending like fucking $4,000 on fucking
Plus-
two turntables and a few records.
Plus, like, that's something you have to practice all the time. You can't just like pick it up and play it. Like djHERO.
So if he plays and says,
Guitar
"Daddy, I
Hero.
want to be a
Hey,
real
hey,
one," oh, I'm
shh.
sorry.
Like djHERO and like Guitar Hero, like you can pick it up and play it. Like, oh, I want to play just a random song, quick play before I go to school. I want to do just a quick couple games. Like, you don't have to practice every day to play guitar. I love that about Guitar Hero. I can just fuck around. Like, you know, like,
right.
just play a couple games, and like after hours parties. Like, I love playing Guitar Hero super wasted, only on easy because I'm so drunk I can't really play it. Like, it's fun. It's a game. But like, you don't want to be super wasted at after hours fucking around with an expensive guitar either, or
know,
expensive turntables. Because I've seen guys fuck up like their equipment.
And I have the perfect thing to say. I saw this online comic strip. I think it was like, it's like, I don't even remember the name. It's like
Get Your War On?
KVCD or some like weird. All he does is draw stickmen, right? And it has this first panel. It has these 4 people, and they're playing Rock Band 2. And this guy walks up. He's like, you know, why don't you learn to play like a real instrument, blah, blah, blah. And he was basically like, you could have drawn an arrow. It could have said nice guy Ed there, right? Like, why don't you learn to write? And then next pane, he's like, hey, guys, are you listening? Like, why don't you go? And the third pane is like, oh, they're having too much fun. It's like, that's the
that
point.
needs to be on a T-shirt.
That's the fucking point. You're having
Yeah.
fun. Like, okay, you know, like,
yeah,
whatever.
dude.
Game's at 10, dude. Fucking, you got 120
Easy.
bucks.
No,
But one thing I hope they
Christmas,
fix,
buy
the
it.
only thing that I hope that they fix, like, because I'm sure there's gonna be like more, right? Like, there's got to be more
All
coming
depends
out.
on how this one sells.
I think it's pretty big, but the one thing I hope they fix is the strobe lights. Like, really, that does mess with, like, I can't do it. Like,
You'd
Guitar
like to, like,
Hero
be able to
wasn't
turn
bad
it
at
off.
all. Yeah, if there's a way to even just stifle the sound a little bit, or not do the crazy camera spin. That's what really got my stomach.
I guess
was, like, when
I'm
it started
still
spinning.
on the highway that, like, now, for a while, seriously, those strobes would fuck me up.
Yeah,
bad. But
especially
now
when
I
you're trying
kind
to
of
learn
like it. They did a good thing, like, with the mimicking that they did, like, on Guitar Hero and stuff. Because, like, you know, the people will play the solos and stuff, but, like, in breaks of the song, like, DJAM will, like, put his hands up
dude.
and, like, pump the crowd up and shit. I mean,
It's fun. Like,
It's
that's
a
cool.
fun fucking game.
And the one thing I was gonna ask you, did you get this when you played like I don't know what character you play with, but I play with the blonde chick with roller skates.
I just
and like
play random.
They pan around her, or like even some of the go-go dancers, they pan around them, and they're like she has like a snakeskin shirt on, but that texture will also be on her skin and her neck. It's really weird. It looks
No,
like she
I
either
haven't
has
seen that, but that
goosebumps
sounds
or
awesome.
snakeskin. Like it has to be like a bug somehow, but like it'll like flip, like go away. And like, I was wondering if anybody else got that. I don't know
Ed,
if
should I
anybody
tell
else
her to
got
dock or
that.
score a point? She found a glitch in the game, dude. Dock at 2 points,
Dock
he
it.
says.
Oh no,
Dock it.
I totally give it a
But
9.
do you not? Do you know what I mean? Are you not?
0.5.
you're probably not bothered because it was like a must purchase you, but $120 for a new music
Dude, it
genre.
hurt.
You know what though?
Is a ton
It
of
hurt,
money.
though?
That's a lot of
Well,
money
I'm
for
broke.
something untested.
I've got the controller now. If they bring out a second
See,
one,
that was
great.
what sold me. That's
I'm
why.
good.
Yeah, if they bring
You
another
know?
one, like you already have it.
Right, exactly.
And that's what got me
So-
on Guitar Hero 1, but still, that was like $70 to jump
Well,
into.
I
or
mean,
80.
dude, look at how much time again, I don't know, like how
Like I'm gonna play it a lot.
I've seen
too.
2 times play the shit out of this game. I've seen
I've
Jordan
seen him
play
on.
the
He's
shit
been on
out of
every
it.
time I've been playing.
You know, it's like
But
this
the
will be
thing
the
is
game.
that you have to be playing the shit out of this for the next 3 months to get like $120 worth out of shit.
Well, for me,
You've
that's
almost
easy. I'm gonna
aced
be
the whole
making
soundtrack.
videos
I'm pretty
and-
sure Marcus already
Dude,
got his
I-
120.
Dude, for me,
I
it's
mean,
not
you're
even
gonna
about
go
the
all
stars.
YouTube and
It's
get
about
geeked
the
about
score.
it
Oh
and
yeah,
just brag and just be a
yeah,
little-
because
You
I
are a DJ
can.
hero with stars in
Fuck
your
yeah,
eyes.
dude! I'm gonna all those guys. I'm like, man, I'll never be able to make expert Guitar Heroes fucking videos.
I don't think I'll
and
make
fucking
expert
rock
in
band and
this,
shit.
like, really.
I can rape this shit, dude. Fucking, you better believe. Like this shit is actually really easy to me.
It's so
I'm
hard to
down.
me. Thank you.
That's
Talking
I
about
will.
the
Oh my
robot
god,
I
we make that
will.
video. We
I'm
should
gonna
make that
fucking
video.
recreate Robot 2.0, bitches.
DJ Hero style.
So I'm down. You know, I'm not saying like would I loved it if it was $90, Mike? Fucking yeah. Would I pay for the Renegade Edition? No. You know, but I'm like not.
See, my
feeling
heart
like-
right now, what I'm looking for is 120 for the Renegade,
what, though?
80 for the.
You should
the
be
original.
with all the shit that's coming out anyway, and with Modern Warfare 2 coming out next week. And I know like this will be the only game that'll take me away from Modern Warfare 2, but you've got to be thinking like, dude, this is like one of my Christmas freebies.
I mean,
dude.
I know what
You
I-
Yeah,
like-
totally.
was-
Ask for. I wonder how many kids like this is the
It's either
game where
gonna
it's like at
be-
the top of their list.
It's either going to be Christmas, a given for Christmas, or camp early on Black Friday type of thing. Like I'm
I
praying
can't believe
that I
you
see
do that. Like I
that.
honestly cannot believe that you do that.
Why would you not?
for DJ
Because I
Hero?
used to work at the mall at the like
well, the thing
GameStop,
is, like you're just going
and
to
I
bed at
hated
5
the people
a.m.
who
and I am
came.
getting up at that time.
You're insane.
No,
you,
this would
did
not
you
be a
hear about
camp
what Old
overnight.
Navy's doing?
No.
Old Navy's go there
What?
on Black Friday, $20 worth of clothing, Lego Rock Band free.
What?
What?
Oh, I might go for
Yep.
that.
I'm there.
If you buy
I
$20
hate their
worth
clothes.
of
I
clothing.
would never
You
wear
get
their
Lego
clothes.
Rock Band free.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
So I have to go to
apparently-
Old Navy.
They're saying I
Yeah,
think they're
like, I
running
don't even
another
own
one that
anything from
like
there.
if you buy Rock Band 2 from them, they're gonna give you a guitar for like if you write Rock Band 2 for like $39, they're gonna give you a guitar.
How do you know this? Old Navy? Old Navy.
He's got the secret
clothing
squirrel
company.
lowdown. He's got the news feed.
I'll tell you why, dude. Cheap ass gamer.
Oh.
I need
Actually,
to
can't believe I haven't
bookmark
checked
that. I know.
Yeah.
I gotta like where have I
You
been?
guys,
It's
man,
like the thrift
fucking
store of like
Cheapy and
gaming.
Wombat. Dude, they're the guys I
Right?
look up to, man. I like what they do over there. So anyway, it's a buy for me.
Dude,
D-Ra,
buy it.
do you don't regret your purchase at all?
I don't like being a bartender and a student. Like $120 was pretty rough,
a
but
little-
like it was totally worth it, and I loved it. And I do have to say, the way that I was able to afford it, my boyfriend skipped out on hanging out with me for 2 days in a row, so he helped me buy it.
Nice.
Nice.
Good work.
Dude,
And
you
now,
haven't hung out with
now
me in
you
a
guys
long
have to
time,
fight
dude.
over time, don't you? On the
I know.
TV.
Apparently,
That
apparently, if
sucks.
we ever have a fight, like I get
I
a
don't
video
know.
game out of it.
Oh, is that the way it works?
So
No, it's not how
I've been
it works.
lucky because Jen is like she has not touched the game,
Really?
but she is all over the soundtrack to
Dude,
the
the
point where
soundtrack's bomb.
she's got no problem sitting there. I'll play for 5 hours a night, dude.
The
And-
soundtrack, man, so many mashups.
That's
It's
all
all
it is.
mashups, dude.
That's what it's supposed to
That's
be.
complaining there's
What
too
do you
many
mean?
mashups in it.
It all sounds fucking awesome.
I thought you liked the Master
Dude,
Ace one.
You know what? You know what? I will give you, Ed. I will give you a CD of the mashups I think you will like, and I think you'll be surprised. Of like old school
the
hip
thing
hop
that's really
mashed up with
different
old
about it
school
though
hip
is
hop.
because of the fact that they had to add gameplay to it. Is it jumps tracks a lot more than you used to in most mashups.
Well, yeah,
You
no
know,
you
mashup
gotta
agree
DJ
with
is going to
that.
play exactly
It's-
this
yeah.
in a
it's
club.
very
You can't. It's too
club-like.
Well, you're not
Yes,
going
I would
to
say.
totally play this in a club because that'd be super schizophrenic for like the dance floor, like doing like a bunch of the
Yes.
the throwbacks.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a version of that on crack and 7 Red Bulls. Like
Yeah.
especially like watching Marcus play expert, I'm like, no DJ would do that in a club constantly during.
I mean,
3
you
songs,
might
ever,
like
ever.
beat Joe like in
No,
a-
they'll juggle and they'll you know they'll
but yeah, you're probably right.
they'll-
Like,
they'll-
you're not going to be going like
they'll cue back and they'll flip back and then yeah, but they're never gonna be like
Straight ice now, baby. I mean, like,
And then you don't do it the whole
every
song.
other word.
Like
they're
you might do
switching.
it like with like it's like the equivalent of a guitar solo. You're gonna
Yeah,
do it for a
that's not gonna
section,
happen.
but you're not gonna do it the whole song.
All right, well, that's it.
Seacrest.
Both our games.
Oh.
Next week we've got Dragon Age, we've got Tekken 6, and why do I think
I'm happy
Nice
that
band
I'm
back.
happy that these two kind of got the reviews taken over because Force is just going to be freaking Modern Warfare.
I'll be
so
all
excited.
over. I'll be like Modern Warfare, djHERO, Modern Warfare, djHERO, djHERO,
Yeah.
djHERO, djHERO.
The
Yeah,
good
yeah,
DJs
you
do it.
won't.
Shut up. The good DJs
Actually,
scratch the entire
since I'm gonna
song
get modern-
ever, forever.
What?
I mean, do you see yourself jumping on
No.
all the downloadable content you can get for it? Does it bother you? I mean, someone said I saw 3
It's-
tracks for $15.
Really?
I thought I read
Wait,
$3
what?
a track.
That's a lot.
That's what
no,
they threw in the-
it
that's what they
wasn't.
threw in
It's
the
not
chat.
that much.
It's $3 a track, right? Because you
Yeah.
get 2 songs.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you see yourself being all over that?
I will.
It's okay
Yeah,
not to like
probably. But I'll be selective, just like I am in Rock Band.
no,
What?
that's
You?
That's,
You are totally a hater. Hater, stay home. And now,
Aw.
Suma, if you need any tips, dude, come ask me because I've seen your scores on the leaderboard.
Aw.
Not really
I
representing.
cannot
dude.
picture Suma. What a fucking poser, dude. I
He
mean, like,
likes
would
it.
be-
He likes it.
would be
We talked
difficult to
about. We
watch.
talked.
It's hard, isn't it, Sumo?
I don't see you either 2 times. I don't see Hybrid. I see Jeff 1920, but
Hutch just rages
I'm-
against the machine.
I'm keeping it down.
I believe in the dialectical method. Every thesis, there's an antithesis.
Oh my god.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna try to translate, but I'm not even repeating
Hutch
that.
said
All
something
right.
very smart.
I heard dialectical and tuned out.
Thesis and
Um,
antithesis.
And for
Something about
those
pieces.
actually, Espen, I want to give you shout outs. Espen was like, I want to see a video of you with your hands and your gameplay, and so I will be uploading those to YouTube. So anyway,
Yay.
Dira, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks
and,
for having me.
Talking about djHERO.
It's fun. I highly recommend it.
By the way, the theme song
It was
of the
tolerable.
game is
Show was tolerable. I'm happy to say.
actually. Why don't I just go out with the theme song?
Oh wait, yeah, you guys were going to talk about skydiving.
Oh, well, I mean,
We
Forrest
did it,
crapped
dude.
his
Already, like-
pants.
I pooped my
already
pants.
over.
Apparently, I was so white, I was translucent.
yes, he was pale as fuck, and I was all over Ed's leg. Yep.
Aww.
Yeah,
I did not try to pull
we
you
was
out of the
trying to
plane.
throw Ed out of the plane ahead of time. Apparently, he wasn't successful.
They
Ed
wanted
still
to go
landed.
together.
Dude,
Ed
I,
still
look,
landed.
I'm a big guy. I needed something to grab. I was like looking for like the little safety thing in the plane, and I couldn't fucking find anything, dude. And so I didn't even remember it, but apparently Hutch's leg was like the thing that I grabbed. He told me after the fact. Like,
heard
dude,
about
That probably
Yeah, I
made his
heard
whole
Grab my
trip,
leg.
dude. That probably
Dude,
was
Hutch,
worth the
Hutch
price of
probably was
admission.
scared. Like, dude, he's really gonna pull me out. But
It felt like you were.
I was like, I gotta grab something. I'm about to like eject my leg out of this plane. I don't want my whole body to go with it. I mean, like, I'd never, tandem or not, I'd never done that before. Amazing.
I don't think I could do it. I don't.
Let me
Dude.
tell you,
I'm a huge
if my
fucking sissy.
goofy, wimpy ass can do it.
Okay, my
the-
brother, who's 6'1", Captain America, super fucking stacked, mixed martial artist, like airborne tabbed. He was like super hardcore motherfucker. When he went for his first jump, and he's a big dude, he's 6'1" and just huge. It took 3 guys, and they had to kick him out because if you don't jump, you don't get to like continue on with the program. And they all knew like he wanted to do this, and he, after that first time, they said
And?
it's better. Like, do you think like your second time would be better?
Oh,
Much
absolutely.
better.
Hey, do you notice what you have on your shirt?
Pandas and parachutes. Oh, I just
Nice. How appropriate. That's what I look
Nice.
like.
Yeah,
a
I
little more
planned it.
awkward. I had a little midget strapped to me.
Look,
Because
that one's
apparently the
scared,
more
so
you
it's
weigh,
forced.
the less the guy that jumps with you should weigh. So I ended up having to jump with a munchkin, dude. The freaking instructor was like
I jumped
7
with
inches
Greg
shorter than
Kinnear,
me.
so I was
crazy.
really happy about that. But
I
it was a
I thought he was
blast.
more like a Gerard Butler. Like he had those dreamy eyes.
Oh, kind of.
I liked your guy.
Did you find yourself lost in his
It was.
eyes?
I would.
My dude, I was like
recommend-
looking down at me like, what's the weather like down? You don't know my dickhead dude dudes? We're like flying up. And,
Wait,
and
what?
my-
Go back. What did you just say?
I said my dickhead dude did.
Sorry, I thought you,
So
okay,
we're
go on.
flying up and like Schizo, my buddy, was with me in the plane. He's like, so how many jumps is this for you guys? He's like, it's my first. Like just says that shit. He's like, I just want to let you know that if the plane goes down at this point, our backpacks won't do us any good.
Awesome.
terrible.
Dude, so
Oh
he
my
knew you were
God.
because they were like Ed and I were just totally chatting up with these guys. Like, how long you been doing this? You
Yeah,
ever
I'm sure
got
there's
your
used to
girls
some guys
to
just
do
being
it?
silent. I'm sure there's some
Like-
guys that are just like,
I
you
was
know.
I was not very talkative on the
Oh
way.
yeah, because And I was really,
like I said, I was turning translucent.
I'm sure that I gave them the wrong impression because I've always enjoyed this, but I fly a lot and I like that initial descent and going up. I just like to look out. So like that was one of the reasons why I was really excited to jump, because I just kind of like, seeing that, being that high. I mean, there is nothing like that first 5 to 10 seconds where your like brain is seriously like,
oh my god,
what the fuck is going on right now? Oh my god,
pilot wings did not prepare me for that shit,
exactly.
dude.
And then for me, because I thought the free fall was going to be like the attraction, for me it was just sort of that, like when the chute opened and then it went silent. Like there was something about like this chaos into like, oh my god, dude, that was fucking unbelievable.
Tranquility.
Like total calmness. It was awesome. So anyway.
Would you do it again?
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
Would you do it again for us?
Probably.
Oh,
the only thing that hesitates is it's a lot of money for the time.
That's true. It is
if money wasn't an issue,
right.
If it was free, boom, boom, boom.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what? Even if I couldn't commit to it money wise, it would be something like, you know what? Every 3 years, I'm gonna try to save $250 or whatever it was, and go and tandem.
Maybe you guys should make it a tradition.
And there is
every 3 years.
There is something to be said about doing it that route versus like getting your certification, because the free fall was like, what I thought, like you've got to do a lot of jumps before then you can free fall
go
yourself.
that height, yeah.
So there's like a lot of money to spend before you can get that again. But
I see what you're
anyway, I thought
you gotta
it was
level up.
Thought
You
it was
gotta
great.
level
I
up.
loved it.
I was telling, I'm going to give my buddy Schizo props after the show because, like I said, my kids just happened to be writing a paper on fear, and so I had a lesson. I got an entire day's lesson out of it, so I'll thank him. It only cost $250 for a day's lesson.
Did he cite you in his paper?
What?
No,
but I walked my kids through how would you outline a paper on fear and use my experience of jumping out of the plane as a guide. And so
well played.
Jordan Wheat's going to jump every time I donate to EG. Actually, I can say that your money is still safely in there, Jordan, as actually our good buddy Dan, for his birthday, paid for us to go. So that's why Dan is the best friend ever. So it's not very. Yes, thank you.
Yay, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. And you know what? Everyone's got to like have their own way to like get it done. But I remember there was actually a while ago where Forrest said, you know what? I just want to like do a little bit more in life. And he said, like, jump out of a plane. And now we finally fucking jumped out of a plane. And that feeling alone is pretty awesome.
Yeah, notch on the belt, dude.
That's pretty fucking awesome. So now I just need to go fucking wrestle a tiger. And I'm doing pretty good in life. So. Right? Yep, we will be building a studio.
Yeah.
Well, we're building some new computers first, but probably into the summer. Hutch. Jake's was this year's project. Yeah. Garage is next year's project. So, all right, guys, we got to wrap shit up. We got things to do and stuff to eat. So thanks again, D-Ra, Force. It was good. I'm djWHEAT. Find our VODs on djWHEAT.tv, and we'll see you next time on Epileptic Gaming 195. So we're getting closer and
getting
closer,
close.
you guys. We'll see you next Friday. What? What do you want?
Oh, what are you going to do for the 200th?
I don't know.
You guys should do it in like bikinis and then...
I bet that's exactly what everyone wants.
It is.
200 will be our break.
We're dedicating this to. We're gonna let like.
We're gonna give you guys 2 hours on a Friday night to play games.
Maybe dress up as different
awesome.
different characters. Everybody cosplays as a different character of their favorite video game or a character that they could look.
I got dibs on Rufus.
Rufus from Street Fighter. That'd be good. All right, guys. We'll see you next time on Epileptic Gaming. Peace.
Peace.
Standing in the rain, freezing cold and soaking wet, came to hear his favorite DJ play a set. Couldn't get a ticket. It was a sold-out show, and all he wanted was to be front row. Heard the roar of the crowd, and he closed his eyes, dreaming what it'd be like to be inside. Put his hand to the wall, and the crowd went crazy. Then the beat dropped. The sound was amazing. Just blew him away. And he never heard a record be scratched that way. He got his cash in the very next day. Bought a beat up turntable in a second-hand store. He couldn't scratch, couldn't mix or do none of them tricks. But what he did know for sure was this. That one turntable. Felt good in his hand. Put his headphones on and came up with the plan. Keep cutting and scratching and he beat a man. With the treble up high and the bass way down low. With stars in his eyes, dreaming about the big show. Started at the bottom, only one way to go. He started rocking, ain't never gonna stop him. Gotta keep on rocking. Someday gonna make it to the top and be a DJ hero. Got stars in his eyes. He's a DJ hero. Started at the bottom, only one way to go. DJ hero. Stars in his eyes. DJ hero. He'll come alive tonight. Check this out. In a town without a name. On the road doing sold out shows. Now he's the man and the whole world knows. Spotted a kid in the crowd with stars in his eyes and thought to himself, I'ma blow his mind with a cut and a scratch. He kept the crowd moving and the dance floor packed. He never looked back, now he's living the dream. That one turntable made the whole world scream. Just can't stop. Gotta keep on rocking. Someday gonna make it to the top and be a DJ hero. Got stars in his eyes. He's a DJ hero. That one turntable make the whole world scream.